you respect the human dignity? You know, the fact that we are all human and that we all breathe, that we all eat, and that we all get up and walk and talk, we all put on our pants the same way. Do you respect the human dignity in your team? No? Well, it's important to respect the human dignity because when we honor one another as a human being, we're really connecting. We're really connecting with who we are. And so we want to take a moment to respect and honor the human dignity. Let me show you how.
Hello, good evening. Dede de dede jet ina mata boya na go. Na dwara wi an kija de da na mo nyoto ke latebo. Hello, dede de dede jet ina mata boya na go. Dwara wi an ju. Na dwara wi an kija do ber let me see here. Kwa wala da na mo dwara wi an jire ngati nyanyo te latebo. Dwara wi an Oberu ni de japai. Na dwara wi an prelat per kapura nya pagruchana. Nagdana malang man you take a look at the gym and jira maji jira ka par ka bichal hopefully dwara dwara win you. Hello, yes, okay, thank you ina poa wapa ina poa kwa mana kwenye dwara win kijira ni nya chipa ma de kwang you ubet uni cha mo wuchi bo cha manan na new kuru cha man par you joti mo tantan mo nak awo ke kai parang na pagkat movie para not maragan before that the next one let me see ingat yang nanya kau puranya ingat rasionya let me reply this again para kamar aditi rakrunya nebar so unyu cha maru chibona go let una pa kira unyu ngat unyu dua man while trying to manyawanya dua ngat mannya the menurut mereka yang para
Do you respect the human dignity? You know, the fact that we are all human and that we all breathe, that we all eat, and that we all get up and walk and talk, we all put on our pants the same way. Do you respect the human dignity in your team? No? Well, it's important to respect the human dignity because when we honor one another as a human being, we're really connecting. We're really connecting with who we are. And so we want to take a moment to respect and honor the human dignity. Let me show you how.
Yeah. per mana cego gitu ke jual mana go ginga di mana chana ke pere di wani kan ba achelo be lumi ngade lum human dignity madana ya ginango maya be lum ngade gambela region abi chana ke jual mana panyen pe dog man choli panyen ra wara wa per pan just simply marebe kopa ni city doesn't mean anything karena Gambela region, man bere ni ba kwa mo berian. It lasted almost 30 years and again charge you get Maya being at the little mojo still concerned is including myself, man kron kemal kunne ke ba pi pen kan again at you kya disawa. Maya na nina Gambela kemanta karika kachik mubunga kumchika kuma bungo ye. Then future ngati ya kama future mara kuma mar future mar degi no ber mo gambela agina no manye para timo ni jobero basically yo ram to kono jame mo be nyu kana ke parbe mana de kwang kelum human dignity dano ke per mana ko dano ucho utio nyu woro ke per mana chwa yana dano mo manya woro ni de bedo per mana kana dano per dano balai dano lai mo judo double dere meni mo kodo ki ngadi to mo kodo ki action ka te me ko woro ni ber so ngati mana wa kijira ni ngati mana era ke pen mo gor pen ke kor jang ma no tawo bet ni je yuti woni gno timo ba ngom kijira ko mo ba ngom mo no gno ku tier UN gna mal kelma te ni do human universal human right declaration kepada wala the universal declaration of human rights mano good ogor miri mano ya ti UN thing kepada nya dano kepada mana ka dano nya dai gin menyuri mamanya ngati mana nyu nya par ke go mana dano agina mo dano wari ni di ki ngati mari human mari UN convention ngati mari on human universal declaration of human rights okobe dignity and justice for all of us, not just for few of us, all the human beings deserve dignity and justice. And do they also deserve respect? Yes. Every humankind, regardless of their age, gender, national origin, skin color, religion, or religious beliefs, whatnot, they deserve respect, dignity, and justice for all. Key article one chipping, you want screen maya. Article 1, the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 1 of Kobe, all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are all endowed with reason and conscience and should act with one another in a spirit of brotherhood. Jibet, nyola ni kejep, chua ni kinachel, gibetau, ngati mandona roke waro orang itu ni chel ni kinanyime. Article 2, everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration, without distinctions of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political, or other opinion, whether national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of the political, jurisdictional, or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be independent, trust, non-self-governing, or under any other limitation of sovereignty. Article 3 will everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. And article no one shall be ill slavery or servitude. Slavery and the slave trade shall be prohibited in all their forms. Why do I say this? Attack dramatic, but brother, Mr. Biniam Balati. Biniam Amwika attack is based on his ethnicity. He was simply exercising his own rights, God-given rights, and he also is representing his people, his community. They were disfranchised by the new administration, by the whatever the incumbent, the returning the same administration of the Gambela region. Kono nang mare pigne ni right mar people mo include a parno. Jopo wae we waka parno. Nina kina dano mi ane nyabere degin mu ci pe ni ko bo ni kwar man be mano abang joy equal share do mo kom ci pe. So kali wakane o me ngan mara parno. O mane o jongo ginu bongo. Yara ko yidi. Achana man react mare chane. Bakwa every single word to Manuchan, Mr. Biniam, yeah, and like Matthew, yeah, make you bet while I agree to bet. Well, doesn't mean that, yeah, I don't have to be happy or agree with every point he said. And manager is right. There shouldn't be need to attack him and dehumanize him. Ibri ibada no may nangat mukare bongo. Before kidere kaya ni di pagri jawa na kinadano muwi chero in 21st century. Ginadamo na kinopiro ginadano. Whether in wa or gor wali kora or gor in madoga kong in a ball iba ball ito kwari chiri bo kwar kwar mer ke lum leadership man beria tut mari wale ko mer ke go dano mumi de dano mo chana ka per right mare per mano ko mo mare per mano ke no wi wo ugina dak mare ukali wo ba mo tweet ki mal dano mo kare bombo mo gine ba mare ken na do ki penchan mo you don't disagree ke go nina disagreement is based on politics. If it is a political disagreement, there should be ways to address it, but not to dehumanize someone. Ethnicity mare nyamuik attack to the point you think you are a better human being than the other. Mano be bungin ngach. And balaiman ko mon nya ni nya ko ni time ma da ko nya chana nya duwa ji dana mo wo mo biniam ka attack. Ba nade chana ngai agineriye. But nade chana dona di mo biniam ka attack whether publicly or privately. Wala mo majang ka attack. Nana individual manget ya cara man nget tiba tiyo na kare. Wala man da wa ko da chana ke perge. Pa nata ko chona agini nya dinga. Gina dinga ngata che nya bol che. Be concern marago. Per ngati dinu ci banga jire. Nya we nya chana dano. After chana mare to bung dano to mu wok to. Umu gini condemn to. Kijo mobajor just mano ko benye jula pulem spreading ngadi bare ya dana mana bare nye dana mana nye timenye di jala ko bare nye timenye na dana mi mo timenye chik ikil bati. That's wrong. Pero ba wok uja bung dana mo wo omo nyini ki condemn mana gina chanen gina bung di chana. Dina disagreement daw kijo mana chan bini me kego. Don't work address. If it's a political concern, don't work address accordingly. Right, Madano, Manak Utio, Supermanak any, did a right political representation, Marine Penny. Well, a right Marina Kutio and a penny could more treat me Bernia Penny, Bagri Penny would do more debate. Would Mamati do more degrade, great to be badano, yet good to go near Rania, near Rankigo. Manago, Timothy there in bed, Domichan. Mo gi be Domichan, mo da kum mu teaching a kum we, you teaching at to Konya and bed, Jimba when you berge pera, a man never beg you a lemon of the Dalam of Barrow, Mujamimo Abaquale. A kum walking you teach you a mal, not a chance right, Marianago, the job with the wing. Get him Morganuto. Yes, get him Morganuto. Get him Morgan at him a carget. Then get him out. Then get see, then Dino. Then get see more rhyme bit up from when you write Madonna or Warren. But down you write Marine Penny doesn't mean that not a penny at tea when you got a Jenny Bunkare. But go in here again a tea care. The barker and the you did a Mexico, that you make your tea to their Apermo. The simple as that. Couple and onion at the Publicio, Termaratak by a told Biniam, Biniam John the Kwanga, do work there in Yinanga. The more yak or more Biniam attack yak, ye, while Dana Amoy attack the yak. Nigra Moy attack there, Yamibo Pami. Mayachi Palajapi Chana politics. The Damena Yamimo Beto Pa. No politics. Then politics another Joe mechanic go in a way that we do them one look at Joe in a sentence. Give it to when you get by J. So attack on the Biniam and attack on me, attack on other liberals and you are one that Ginagamania dignity maru with your mananya walking. Attack on Biniam is attack on free Anua. One you man Japanese, Japdomi Chanogi, you remain peaceful, you can attack, but you remain no. You never done a Rokano Kana Pergi. Rokano Kana is over to, but you remain innocent people, then you pay your right, Margie, you own your dog, but social media, you don't get paying more the nerve, the Pergi, you Ranya Guinea. You don't get paying match on a mobile. But you might not get it, you will be a good when you make a woman, Bungin Chan public. Manago in a Domichan. Domichan in a way that if you did each other, you could system Marapuma, Aqua, we treat your money. No other thought was spread right. Ah, Jeep and Matuna and a guy and a tuna. Kind of man, while a man in your leather fed, I don't know. Yes, kind of no, or in a kill now or a year to Kakajan. I'm kill Guraga, Kagan with Guragan in the Naka. Kaka Guragan a pop up. Kaji, we're not going to kill the Naka or better pin the pin your point a bit. So, another local of them, which carry every day. You give them with respect, you know. Can Biniam could dare him with attack. We want you in a minority, no, Gambella. Kiman be returning again a game again very peaceful. And here in an academic. Biniam in a dam and Oquaro. Ubaldi and a dam and you make the new wheel. In the queen, a dam or Mokui, you bang your drop my road, you talk about a gang. Then think again. Ujai can take your January Monga to the Janto. More you know, begin with your day, Maria, you go to Columbi. Jam, I took out my 2001, Aki jor kaje moy bati yu jang. Ti ye nore kitagre. Kete nga cho adi tawa bayana gaw wadu jang. Mwana ugoro kaje including jay mo nyigino nyetang ngati tang ashine kere be kula jura. So ki ben mwana goro university be wana gaw gadi tawa. Achana ji kidera twice. No ne beto mana chan tawa ma nyeto akiyo. Nga nyi bati yawuni ba mo yawo plan tin kitabatu. Achana ji bungo betu. Achana ji kwa area. Par nyanga ji nyani wane ana nya bunge benya ki jayke. Bagina ti nyeto da mutagi aki jokiki. Kwa no biniam ina ukwaro. Nyumui gatake, iyo muyu jay mo gatake bet. Ano jay mo gatake. Gino duia gina pra nywa mo. Nwarukal gambela ujami be to puti ngara chengi ni gina ji gitipi mumambo mo ji. Gina ji mo kala violent. Bung positive thing mo kala gambela. Agri na ukal nwari gambela nyane positive. Nene ba to, nene ba kal mo, nene ba ngwa chot. Agri na ke kala. So nene bini am imo ke katak o mo igo ke ti ni ba dano. Cara gina ki ti ba do jaybe. So for that reason ani ya metiga manya ngama ne ba ikeri ji mo ni ngati beto ke ji mo ni tiyo ya kuma ni mo yu jay ke dispensai ga mo ngade. Ya mo condemn. Mana tangina ke ba gina digiti. And by they have to stop it. If in a Korea, till right now, damage my color longer. So ngada only joy a life kipere di ma onye mo yang ko attack pala gana ngani kwa awinya bala bala mo ki attack ma na ki badinga te nyu jang nya no jang tio na bagina ber binya maduno achane jinga to go manda achelo ini kideri danyu akui. Secondly, ina ngat South Sudan kipere nyenge kanyi bere ngat South Sudan maya ina criminal. Of course ina nyela lor gor te amar biniam ke per kurgoro ene manya biniam nya mu yepote ke mani. So what do you moy gor mai u ya mo ber nya kia kwa beta de le gichane ke ni le ju ba nya mo level mo bo mo chane go gambela achana jura ke wa ona chane ke da ke goro missionary school mano jabja America. So dealing marge very pure. They're dealing with America. Rang mana chana shine okago. Genge punyi keluru jang maya menyenga ngate menyenga be chola jeno ngate ngaro ko ko taeto. Mini kide dealing ngai. Ana ko miro dealing ya kwa ende akoyi para kaya get yoni fire marjo missionary. So jaw ke nutbe kitiyo kambela kago. Gor maro jae with land then no you walking in kano kayo. Gipara men abitel apakurio ichano. Apakurio na nuar bunga Michael no pia apakurio. They just maybe 6 years near pia apakurio. They don't follow the system, they don't follow order. Give up to follow the giving madao. Panyo chandi gipin, rogo purati oro kano, ribitan ni gipin. Banyu timena yu mono bang kwaro mari gambela wala kwari mui mo gambela oge kwa kitu jirita duo na bari na media margi. No bully man manyamanya chunge. Na yado rumor muchala waka tijani muchala waka matende biniam manyamanya you need to apologize or something. Why should he apologize if he was the one who was attacked and dehumanized? Who are you with the guts to ask Biniam to apologize? You should ask yourself, when you turn in your rumors, what you're the waka, you win your tell the court maternity. Pendi di kwang be Biniam e penya we tuni apologize per wala penya ga per nya chaba ya marinya chana. Biniam kurbo yo ta right mare. If you disagree with that, that is not right. It doesn't need to make you happy. And it didn't come to life to make you happy. Marebe go ni manya frustration mare nya skill go nya chane ji ni windy mana ga to frustrated. Put it your mana we all out on market go. Is that a problem? So BNM has no need to apologize, and he will not apologize, and he should never apologize to nobody because he made no mistake. He was simply exercising his own right. In fact, he's representing his own people, the Majang. He's being also a son of a chief. He has a responsibility to speak out whatever he what to say. So who are you then to question him? Apology, ba war maya politic mar Gambela mes manere ya Gambela kanyen kala wuni nya ten ka oge ni bete ke noir ni noir nya kali ke bari yetumi compete nya nyaay mo nya mo ke dominate ke ko na noir no jo bere ke ya chala nyaay mo ade boto ko re mo jo badimji mo ba wuri mo chare badi chi tinga ko be medium nyewe ka nya ni boye mane nya chare yeah, when you know, I don't know, ngati join no gra chana gino. Yes. Oh, you can buy my januabe, wala oh chano buy mu januabe, you want to buy your perma teacher dore, nyamoja ko empower ka kanyo kina to ji ye. So mana maya nyanga ji, man biniam ko mo expect to apologize. Abi chana ke biniam che. You know, I'm trying to talk to biniam if I can to tell him not to apologize to nobody. Ina king, well, ina chief, well, ina ginago, he's also a chief from where he comes from his Majan people. So, bungad mo te bautu. Only we have to have a limitation. Dame more with the human identity, at the one level, more with the great identity. The contribution, my daughter, the Gambela, the ancient tuning was taken a day. By the way, Gambela chana nebo budare nebo mangicha. Agwela biu de jura rock here. You were a more correct one. Whatever one you choose in whatever contribution market. A chelo can co work one another, Bungi ye. Just a name. I don't know why still you put it in a water. You bungi you bury ye. You give you better a co work it. You ching in down on what we get a pack again. Uchin tuji yo beriye bagi no jiyo nyige po beri na warada mana ko tege pana mo ne ko tije Gambela kere urere mo mo nyo tuwa ni kan ni kare ka nyo kiwo je ware be doge mo re ko so dana ware be bum jiye bum tax mo ci bitu makarde a ware je tiwe lumi tanga na nya ko be ji do mo do apa ji do mo na kinu to the victims mo wati mo ni ko be de no beren o jange ko ci bu kinyi di wuce bu buni di wuce bu birriye ba ñoti mi ngi peña right margi o para bagi o para muti ke margi ni ko chana mana ko shame on you all mucha do ki jo mana charo gono it is a backwardness and there is no room for it in a new community anyoy mo na witi ler mo na gino ko be ni problem mani ti Gambela kanyen jo wala nke go ma enye nga human attack jure mo iten wala ten dok wala ten bula wala ten ulam o mo ya nyaay mo nek kwer ki jame mo re ni tem ko ndore yoge man nek wrong so japo kana ma enye nga human nek ba kwer ki apology mo di ci diniam bongo thank you for my winning Maya or for example, Omodo Juni episode twitch. Why? Omodo Juni error twitch in a panel. Question man now. Advisors mo Mr. Omodo Julo. Omodo Juni error twitch panel. Monday mana ji mana kan advisors na nag manya kin ma diri ma diri live di ke channel. Omodo Juni ba da amru tu ke par mare exercising his democratic right. Mare chano niji nang ke farma ji ma do pe la ji ma do pe bala mane da ba ji o tuji ga pa Mr. Moto Julu bu je right ni da mano chana ke par problem manu te o tere mano to der wijur nya cho nya twit ni jot ba ji mu nak ji ti ba twit ni mo na criminal gambela ti ba twit yara mo do julu bum no basically ji mu kare kare ji mo na criminals ba mu tiye ge ba mu kare ba ji mo na gi ko ni ti ti da na ra da ba du na ya be ji mo na ba manye kuri ñu bore mo ñu chore dal ci far ci na marge Facebook mo ga to ki dedi bugin mi kana maraja bare bare magiro ko mo do julu jall mo do julu bodo na dana mo lañ man tie based on its own judgment ni ba di choyo ni chan man do na ko ni jadal dimbe nga marge be nyakala ba kwar kelle cha ti ma wari cha mo twist na cha ko ni gin jadal di mo gina ci kok gina ci lu kamo gina ci kamo ko daga fiata de gina kita ba kwar of course penya jwe ci parnya bu ngar mo challenge ji manak ci lañ dige kale ka kuma ñu bure mo ci mo ware kina kale ga rañi gi bet pangini rangini parnya bu ngar mo challenge bara mayanya ngi manak firi video ñu mum de balle mun ka nya ye mo bar ni genu bi pokoy para ko man na kina ti ray mo to junni ma nya pati maya na be ngate gambela ngate lack of good governance kinti me gambela ne ni bung leadership mo bari ya tan and no matter julu why is he abusing his own power ki parinya bere kwar. For instance, dama ya America, ay Canada, agwag ay Canada. Ani ana nyo, ni da tut manokal ye, ke paye ngo ya o Canada go. Nyana ngat America. Omoto julu ba paye. Aba ko be ni we know. Kwaro, ngati tiwona no, ngati na tiwoni chano, inai du tiwoni chano, no. My nyenga ni is wrong. You had my teacher a guagilo, bad getting acceptable and illegal, and Omadujulu is abusing his own power. Mana ikideri, Omadujulu book, including Abala, you know when you have actually, so Kiki, if you're preparing him, you're the next king. Mana put there. Bungdua mal kingere, ningere mana bakal bain. But you Kiki, I'm not surprised. Tiarong commissioner ka reaction marachi wa jang yake oh yeah they are ngati ke wonyana ngati mano po na chok dano me na ngari chok diki timo nyina chokri wala nyinga kare already documented mana chok diki ngana chok diki beton chokri wala beton chok gwadre dano mo signal out permanent background ka kaliye nya mo ki monitor and the jamo to mo ko with the gut ni gina mo mi gambela kan kuch do na chani chana come on churubo offices majority offices mo be ni gambela kayo charo gin bo na winyi na dwara winyi kwa charo gin bo ina oromo jana wo nya yo romo there were nearly 30 plus million orome charo mo mu wo ye mu ya America mo wa ko di million manya pound Wagi payo gi ay ni gi gapi governor margi ni do mo report ngade dama come on give me a break but I'm a back witness uba ko ni dama free mo chada wate ni wo mo de report una ni wala una kwari system mara ko bon mo ikram ni ngati the problem bere do now mo ja ko Ethiopia jan kinga de ka de sawa ina de gin mo rande re do ranga yang no ke ranga bana baginu tie ba nya jura bagina no kawo umbo yugo monitor ya me biabo wala gin minjuru jura ba the only mistake man mo ya gwaga kisi peren be mo ti bini lai wala bere mo ko o ni ji o ni opinion marga nyaw tangi that's all nya pro nya mo ki target ke pere ni gel mo nya ma pa ni gina nyati tengani no bungar kwa ro ma ko ni unabe ginno ti nya ne tigin puti yuto ka gwa manyu gina ti nya ti yugo no ma nyengo yuma na kuni ring right now bungan mo not get again In fact, uni yi tiyu chwada beda naga maroba gambe maroba ti system mara koma. Maroba ti maro raya. Tengani eno jua paya. There's no need nya gambela katama. Akala dima jodo ma dima. Ina nga ni ko inyo ko oyo mo de report gambela kan jinga. Inda kanu gambela katama achata wata. Bungat mu ko ni mo de report ana ina nyiya gina winyere nyiya change winyere kwari taw ingat mu go bo yi budi ter pa kago ni ko ro mani ke para uti jamiri ha chelo ingat ko nyewo nye pi bang kwara wala nyiya ka kalien ni de jot ni tiwo de jami bedi de nye jot mana ngati taw te da mu ya nya da ne ya wende gin maru bab mu bab ne te winyi jaw ne ngata ko no bo mange mo de bang kwara wala bang nyiya na sometimes dira wala ngati ya gina mo chan pe promotion kama pi penye let pramola penye mudi jegunuto ba kuma moy waran ke mat traditional system mara nyoan ni ko nyia ka pi kan mo jeri report mana ba kuma ni do office mo joli ma diaspora ni ngati nyewe de regole mo report ni do office wala gitno angati nyewe de regole ni do office mo ngati nyewe de regole ko tiyo gitno ni winni ko chone wani ni wana support mo reform man nyamara abiya meten do people le mo wat yogege ni longo to yake mata dinga yake made balaya made marwin mo chumo ba dinga di ba me rabat jat mo ko to polo longo rango ya unta pona uni mo chacho ki jang mom nyekiti problem ya wa gambela na ga de tuta chel mo ko de ga nyo kwani ena da mo mena inga di mo monitor pa mana ko bayini utiya to ki per ni personal interest nga di manu graduate man manu tu ko kwani nye kitu bati ki jo mara nyo mo ya ga kis nya tiyo ke ni do kuwe kidin daga mo tipa lab nya tiyo ke ki no ngata jamini rek kelna be ni to iguri ki di do to ki ko charo ya je charo ke perno je duo ko chana perno dano mo chata wate dano to mo bungi mo me ti mo chana mana na ke chana ipa gambela leadership bongo ye uko ido kwari ye kwari bongo ye so tot mana manyanya weeping I don't care who you are ja tot ka but tot ibung chana diri ki kau ki kap ki kare ka berbe temu ngati na wono de re mo report man the office man ngati wo de re mo or report the office man security na do ngati ba mo ki monitor ngati wo fire nye juto bo wala de ji mu chana ke ki ngati nye mo kama nyare pa nye tuki but ndang mare ko ni wane je puwa na gwa mare ko jona je uji wara da je ni kani ga manya wara da mana de gir pinje ma gwa do di rego mana ki very simple ba gir pinje mo do chana nye ni de ji mre kwa ye ke taw ping mo mara koma bagir ping madana de dira go wala dari mo monitor ni chawe tot bare ba ngati ti wenga de lum wara da kena lum kilil ngadi penya kilil bundu ti nyana problem madana de chaye go ko parnya ti wenye ni bere mare poti chanya kito tu nye chode ka tabanye ba tabanye mo yene ba ko na makki mun nam ji ka nyana perno lu mana na priority yet you mala per waya America nyen go back you target and you think you alone you and wo balo yito ji mu lo ye ci kwa jero ku ni ba kwa ya ji mu ba karge mo system mara kuma ko ji if you want respect first of all don't abuse your own power I don't care you know office man you diaspora ne bu manya ye gina ma ye gina kaka diaspora cha do diaspora bango ano ko nya manya ngom gambela o ngom ano ko nya manya timudi na manya ai kwa kwang yu pleno ba penya kini ibanyang just stop this nonsense he could we could go to ya don't it man come on I tell you for the last 20 years you doing the same thing the same whole thing for almost 30 years stupidity matagire marangi go be po karo de ti chama Ti ni with the milera. Ita mo yino na palum winan sant mo. Na le tara ginne ti ni la ginne berg parkin. Ba cha mara ba chire. Pero chere ni una bitu tara la yut gen. I don't care. Go to Gramanya Titi or Konyo Gambela. Abalu yi dana mo bung ride mama by late by ride mara. Jiko dimu dim be dim di it you yobomet. Then again your tagi. Ocho be nyona opolo ona boy ye tell ona pobe. But no manya go nye you kon nye boy life nye chone ka mo bakare. Then respect yourself, respect the office that you work for. Not to Gambela, limit America, or limit Canada, or limit Europe. Could you target? You have to give me could have a police unity. But I thought, don't mention. So, Kijiman, you put them good, you can annual Janky, you target, can you tell Mandiki? Manera, Mare. Energy, a reg, you have a company 20 or anything to your quarter. By being annual blood sucker, what we call ABS. So, what did you look? You should stop abusing your own power. In a many respects, we'll better money here right now. As too much. Give them a gigo target. You give better your work about Abalu, Dana, Bunganatio. I could chop at Dana Calabra, I could, Bundanamo with the Aquala, Bundama Japia theory. So, abuse Manamania will. Minor appointment, money you see nothing. Gambella in carry shopping money gambella and lack of good governance. The appointment you commute to the Chian is a corrected but whatever. Peggy Monarch, the most unqualified, yet when you get to that position, is a Kizikatum, more Kizika jury, more than a refugee, but Gambella by German Morijaego. Tangdalane, move it in a depot. Folk, math, who go to Kurmatain, get a master's degree. But you can make you are more right, couldn't move in there, not you see, or you can go more good. Because you can't see negative. Not incompetence, man, the language, the Malong at the court, not the Kunga. What a couple of lady. Baran fight, Manakaragare. Fight Gambela or Ranyago. Maya saw Mantri Jaranyuan, more the train, you Tavanya Itomet. I don't know anyone, but Angular Martina, wearing a milk Rani, Jim attain. At you, you got a milk on your jaw, Chona, and at the chip, I'm at you, and which you do a jibba. But I want to give me my innocent person who can help you, with your younger bag, just open up. Oh my, old way to do it with Kelly Charman. Please put what to do, put what to do. Manabakare. Now you can build a war, or I can build another chain in any transition, much completely South Sudan. Jomara, my Ranga system at South Sudan. I think you can have the job TV, part of Ethiopia, or can build in South Sudan. The all referendum, my Duremoyan in the core deeper lemon, Liberation Front, back and Bella Liberation Front, but because when you call Quarica, we can agreement Maria Selasi, and we can bribe with advice Marachip in political culture, you will enjoy Chanu Kagras like a penny to do Kancham Layu ye. That bad animal to qualify in liberation, they are more great, Yakiri Penny Gambella. You should go back to St. Hugh and create liberation over there. So, Ethical Luck Liberation Front. Manyagoyi Gambela in the people of Pacheranya, Kabani Pacher, Mark, Bangito, Gambela to or King Begar, which is better. If you get Gambela debate for a Gambela, you take it now. The friend that married you, Junior, my autonomous Benwell nation. Bamanti, you support Gigan. ni gibe mo yi ko do kanyi bete mo ina ji bu ngi ti ke Mr. Moro jiro bo nore mo ko do bete mo na ji bete bu ngi ti ke ba da na mo kana freedom mare ya mar kana goto mare da ngado jagi ba ke tabanya wana utwe I got it so mana gana ibak bet joge ke pare it's wrong mayanya mo reverse bung da ma kwaro mo ji mo na dinagade mo ka entertain except you the only one who is doing such a thing amaya cha man da danyen mu kwada organ ne mu ji kage ba nyu jag ba police ini no ga dano bungino tiyo go en pake permane ini kalaboro pena ya the same thing nore permane kalaboro pena nyu nak ke dan ba tan la nak ke nak mara kel gala to ma do man ñu bore ñu la ka ja comme ya kel kiri watin no puli ko njoki de ti on ber fa jogo ta banye o ba mai ba ja ko ni manya ngati nyewe manya ngati nyewe mana ba tu mara kuma corruption is duanga kwaluti nyeti ko yi ki biri loy mare be kwallago ko yi gin loy ñu we cha mage refugee integration be manti tawani ni jola ko ma refugee integration ba gin makare lumji be wini jure moy ber gina yadi gambela kan refugee kam moy kan di gambela en manya nye det nye de ber na da am leader but unfortunately it don't have to do with for ni ukinya wado mana woni vice president whatever that is I mean una president are on parallel ke par ni mo en wore represent ini mo ay ko ni mo ay nyaa represent ba nyaa mo wala mo ko mo wala mo kay ko mo represent para na nyaa be mangi nyaa di mo represent nyaa di mo represent refugee mo ge be de gambela dona I ngadi mani chigo tang jawi ge de chigo uri mo yu gero be de ne mo ibe de chan kwaro pata ki tokki di kuno pata put pat jori tang joy ko kala ka ko nyola ka even 1994 nore mo jeko ge de just a few kabale by kabale mo to nyawara ke mo ara ko na kabale ma pang kama kabale ria wala ber kabale man be ngade man to wade then mo ibe do kala ka and I position bet ci pajegi ba bo woni ci wajay jey mo na fitiyati jey mo na japa ci dede bo mo kete ye ma ya to gidere Mr. Omaro Julubu man be yana juri mo dimata woni mo exclude wonne apergo ni gini kidede gini services mo ci patima ten olame ni ngi tor I system magambela bagi na ga ati adima gingate bul do ma ga ati adima gini joye wi go ka perno ke go ga do ma ati adima ba effort bo mo muti yo ke pari ni gini ba na le ni mo ira kana ga ati adima including kel bolie jure muy intentionally we work bramana ma wi nyuki ci work ke per ñetti ñi noir kere be ini kere ñi ngi di gambela bu jur mar ke taw am noir ke na woy taw ñi wo ñi kere ke mo jeda maawo mo maawo mana yede ci gambela korga go jami be do naw ci wujire ke pe jami be do naw ya ke pere be wow mana go kora charo ini no Mr. Omaro Julubu jure mo dio ma nyamo ira panay ne I mean nga nya wala duara ke akwa mari batiok ba inclusive akwa mari tiyo par jibo do pena mo non kel jopo kel gabare mo pena gere ko mo represent tiyo par jo pena mo non mo lo ache ngi gambela ka kere kinore na gibet nore gibet mo ingate that's it lekin bere ni nore gibet gra akoma kanyanwar kanyanga do pena yo je mo ga ya de just chill ibar gum mana ba ko amarge beginu chan mo ga mo ha wano chuir ngat chuir na yino chuir kari ka ke chuir mari beneni chuir ka tari le chuir ka beneni that's ridiculous then you might change do something but you might change beri mana beri gano Maya ngati nyininya net Gambela is head of a special force. Mana chachoni ke pera maya video nya kwang galo ke puede kwang. Eno mai go win. Kil nyini taw nyi kal security ka nyino bere. Uchana ka ke chot mo bakare. Joye gin bere nyi gi mo entertain na kono. Nyini ke der kuri tuo nyini head of a special forces. Ba nywa ke mo wala nanga mai bodo pena ka mer ka ko kil nya bol jora bol never special forces with his order. Agini nyi betu yigan. Ko di ore kwa wa South Sudan. Tek mo nang ji mo na ke special force ma ka bo ngi nwara na go ke bi mo maro ke. Eh? Te mo nang ngate. Kar ka nyi ngate ma le ke kom kini vice primary ngate ti bi yu jata rest in peace. Anak yang ngata na gor ka je betung ni beru gon. Ni vice president mari. Ba ngate ko kol ngate. Nyim justice. Ko ni ka ba idi. Ko idi. Ino kwaro nga nyi ba kwaro ke pare jo mana kwanyi go ba jo ma fair be galak tut manya rebu ji be ma kanya waren nyana master of criminals mugambela ko ne binya moja ka point ji ikaraini galak tut kide dona i tu ba wi ke par batwi ba mo question ke par de jay ma mulany ma timi di mo kin implicate go ma de jay ma mulany ma ruat ni to Kaka la tuti ya mwe jene otwe jene de ngade protest gwel mo Ethiopia gwel mo baje mar Gambela akwale ukito banga ayo al stadium e gwel mo erka ni stadium te kat kat de agwel mo chipki pare ngade ke pare studio ni bere studio mo Gambela de chen baje mano chipero al gawe man chot kitu kan maro ba nguri ke pare ni jokko gi ni gale ji ngade ko kiti jo mo ji ke pen jami kanne ke pare kere bakan kawuni ukite kiti mo akamu banki beri begin bere no ini yenye duwi korre ba gwelle mo ngewo ngewa una du kudu korri di ji mo ji ti balanjigi ji mo jago mo chala te uni mo ti balanjigi udu ko ka bacham welcome back Mr. Motu julo bu ke par una tem du ba cham no loye te on damo bu ti balanjigi now bu ti balanjigi then you don't deserve any respect but I chelo ji mo na ji mo entertain secondly ji mo ti ya paken be gi pa kanyingi badi batugi eh dindaga ki dingoni ke kuwi kare ka bet i kanam yara ware na jori de timo ke bribe ni tin do ikwar ni ko wa Gambela na jema ko wono Gambela peace bongo ye adiri mon na ini toriye mana wa tot ma chano kicho mai wala bere ni na ke but kare any bung dana mo jedo mo bung peace mo to do Gambela anya ki ji ti nyana ba ja ka be di kon kana kicho mo ki kan ya igna bere ko rome ibu problem ya bere ka yo romo ki timoni bi ki timoni rome o do o bang duar dip ya nya pinkuni je hungil muto problem nyete ya wari jo kiti gale no the problem is the great democratic processes but ji ke par ni jo timmenye ni computer ni tialo ko na gino tini ti ado ba kwar utem tiwa mari ngati utem tiwa ni mari mari nyaw jori ti do ba kwar ti tiri video ita jo kisi kale kala kisi ba kwar no ati jo meketel bore moi do mon de kare maya to nyani nyari to waru chala na kam nga be mari wala marnga ay to waru chala ama kam nga di do mo to mera tiere mo era Gambela mo era America jo ti ka America Rochester ka chan uya maya bayi ni na chan Facebook al ma ni Facebook ro ko ya ki jo mo berke ko ba again the secret diri muri ko ya ko ma Facebook muri ko mi tum mo ji mo ngade ji mo ke ji mo di kana tot bang pa ji yaw ki Facebook ki no bung tiere joy na gino juro nyo bere. It is responsible gino take deti. Tem we American eventually you people is back on your bar. Ini it is responsible ke parge. Ina tiunyi na kwaro marjani mare ya kere ke bugino nyo bermuti. Abi chana ke parwar ke mani ni diwan ni right number per mane be source mar income mari. Ya jami be bungi be nyo bermu la mati. Ina wo ina kwaro manak yo ke per jornya nyo anya rangi manak kara nya tumiri ke to. Tan jiwa galo. Kemang joni na nyo anya bere. Mi du chere per jo. Kenna ina jur portan de bere du chere per ji to. Ba tio bungi mana bungo jirinya bare ga. All about moto julu book and no moto julu book and no moto julu book. Nang ba galok tut ke galok tiang ke galok kirango jemo ay bitio constant ke pergi. So mana mayanya ngi ni enobot. Bungan main to. Nene po kari ni kana good luck with it. Maya de ji mu mera wakai meke. Mu chana including myself ni ji mu ji tweet ji bukan ngi. Ni umuy lu mari condemn bi jauchan mar jawai ngati ya. Mar jawa wakes up that time. Back in do chana chan idu mo fola ya. Ji mu kede tigare right man ni kwa America ji go po bo kede ji. Banget di ke gambela kun iginu ti gambela moranya mo ye ka bi ko ni ko mo question. Man kin me wrong. Jona de kwa mo ya wana jo kuma ba ji ma kwa ni ke ko be wana ji jo ananye ko jol jo ka wana jo kuma una jo kuma ke kai te mo Minnesota kanyen ni beta kum consulate general mar Minnesota wa ni dawa mar Ethiopia to Minnesota ni dawa agiri ni tiji through that consulate de kwang ra kwa maria de mategre goye nyingi ba ware ne bungi nigiti ne ba show up kare juga restaurant ke ji mo naka ngada naka council general so mana that's not how you help Ethiopia you to show up ke per chura kare ni wacha mo kan wana maki chura ngati right no bungel me mo contribute ke per corona mana wo ke per Ethiopia bungel me mo contribute ke per dam at least wayin kanyin wayi yuta kanyin said man berai ka said chole yuta ni wabaji de ke piario de gol ma jogwa per corona wana chen gwa gwa to per lumdem mana ka anaro bon woni ri ganyi mena to ran ko wana jokuma kel zero tantem bon mi ti para ko Ethiopia. It's not what your country can do for you, it is what you can do for the country. Ke rogro temo ni di ko baba ni wana jokuma akwa bon mo to wana jokuma ya jan akwa manye ni ke per nyem poi nyem support ni ti ni ber. Some people get people to para koma machel ba uriyo ni wana jakoma give me a break. I hope you the Ethiopia ka do council manage bere gi mo mena sora de gi pay o ni ke det wiri mena sora ka ni ki dudi ka ra ba ina wana jakoma o mo jo ka lockout yigi ngati ni lu mani tiu go an ti bani tiu go an ni maroba chana tidien ni gum del mane boy mu gawo ke council general. But it's not about you, it's about the country. Ba wuni nya da kanwen ni wa pa ni jo buti wuri ma free pai keno agni ni kwanji par pane ke ti ko chato wa perno ka pinya re waro chalana be kawe mari mayanya ni chigi per ationi bete mare bungan mango joman bere ko baru ka bakare ga biyo ber jani jire ucik der per gin bunganyu bar pi de eventually ti mo catch up ni di janga jel per ñu nak gi mu ci kanyu pi de di family mo gi nak dawa mu do mo ka kay jagire ti no gi rotewa de di eventually family mo gi chanati ni ibe ni ti chwa wa ma ya wani ni giti mi gina jari do woro chala gina go godo ke kinno miti bong shaman oro jang tang mo ya tak o tingo ki dingari o tingo ki di Facebook igi mon ne ibong du chato di yo mal ni jay gin ti nya ka nya ma nya weyu o di mo kandem New Chan federal government nagina gina Gambela be New Chan no ki chana jayu bakar gi bagi te gi beden nak be to maranywa inna kanywa be new ti wenye nyingati I mean you kwa nywa nya no par mo be nyu panyi mal otu yi nywa ba tan yu bore mo yepira dak wi ni tuo beten ni bugin be git yo de bare bare evident again you bore mo yepira dak nyatu yi mana ko ba you bore mo yepira dak beten ba nyepati imani ka nywa ya ka par mo you bore mo yepira dak plus and ma nyepati including moto junu lu ma yana ngade ona chona ka lack of equity man da ke be adisaba fair ngade fair chance bo mo ye I mean ngade mo je ti gitio am prime minister ni je mo anye jere ni kwenye ke je iklele ni ti migina minister Maya in terms of regional representation the ministerial level kwa I don't know your nomination is your go baki system nga America nyen mega tunya na kwara na akala nya wadwa jan baji wangu jimo let down ten wa na ga tunya kwara wa ten kapinya redo waru chalana ninga wala nga jere wala I mean group mar mo nga mo men to ran ajeto roke ke pari go i cabinet mara nyagri nyatiji ite granya ni di mo jeru bere beji mo you gonna loyal to you gonna trustworthy mo gonna keep out to you give more support all the way especially the man be Ethiopia nyare lenyina ka gambela kwenye gije ya ganyi ni na wiyo goro no kala kizaka nyanyi ni na wote onana na kizaka nyi bai kina that's work that way beji mwadna dingalo nina beji manaki ngalo nyi ni chum ke pari mayana na bai kina na banyi watu no ni pe representation mar region mantu nten gambela no ke benesangul bung damo jera ye dona ene regional leaders deji minyengi mi gabo utimenya prime minister kurko nyiroke ye mo ga recommendation mare nyiri te mo do julu bu pena ba dam la mechi recommendation ji dano perji ma bi be ra kalwo anga nyu ci we nye jange nyeti nya minister ari sawa yiti minister nya la jire perji ma na minister la jigi be gi ni tora ko man mo ga opposition jange ijema wala jipel wala ngone ano ena dongno ke mo da ngade chuta bayina chuta bay mo gi tiji ak jange so Tibet. So kuano appointment mare ba ke ba problem kidere mar Gambela kidere achelo man be Gambela human right for more respect yan democratic right mana wo mana kala bi reform mana ora bi who could but yan I don't think it's right ke para nya tuma complain je Gambela ke kukke ye per je Gambela kidere kina ji mo ke tie ja mare ye ke per ji mo wa so for that reason prime minister abi decision mare am support the change has to come first in, at the regional level. For nyetimi yana democratic, but I'm a bit Somalian. Can I be a Somali representation, Maribo Muti and Ber? At least it's still Marugi Pimo Ber with other year. So eventually, Manany Maliki O. But in the book, you can put better. The stadium could get a no dog Carcelo. Studio Manabel, my chief news near Kade, John Jamio Kalba news, Obama news, Kiparoma Jamari and Yokari. Right now, you want to do penny, but penny live, the penny will edit for 5 or 6 or 10 days. Then finally, now, man, I come now, man, mark in the one can't carry. I'm going to fight. Give me the cover, you're going to give me the car, Coma. Maybe for that level, but Aloy. Dear Tiu, you can do. So, Yacheta Bango in Marano. You can let you a game on a bit. Kingati. We are going to bring at Gambela reform. Kijame mo achara ko beten, kel na bere ni makuro ni clear. Gambela manya go ni reform ni da wudi. oni kan ke jinga de man yebere mal cha man cha mar ya ranye wala cha mari nyoranye ge jame mok chot 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 dem je mo am ngana focus mar ge kit pat jay mo da kunyi par individually la metti when a waste of time man ki ji mo na ngade ba yo ba tere ye kelbe I could be like metti when but you know mind care my own business and the family mara when I was to care the global issues ba give it it ngati man ka cha mara ngati man tijo mana ono berego so gambela ninti me jeto concern kan chot to ter acha na gambela region better man bere ni system mo bet man jan ko enne di mana wi di pare para gi ka cha ni tegriya ma ka cha te tegriya kom tegriya ma cha na gi ga kel ba bure mo jowe korwa ba bure mo gur muni belle korwa de put lele wala pi ye ku kiti ku kwani mar kiti jeni bata gire cha manen ne ni lwal gene cha me mo ya pur pi cha ma mani ki cham pu cha bang jamal cha bang pero na gine ya wo gine ti ta gira ya na to na ti jo ti yo romena abi mo ni di ti de rome cha manen ya bi ko wana be ke ri ka koma to na di rome ki pura pare ki ko ti jamal so gnon gal ji na ba parinya de system mo ba ri ji ni ti me buto support markel mar pur gede gede ji mo ja pa ji mo ji ja pur bongo od gori renya od jiri renya na bare bare telecommunication right agena mo fi mo ni mado bongo kel de gambela kata ma gede fi mo ni mado bongo mic bere ngoraya jami mu be gina problem mo fi ya ngi tane ke par gine de di chenga chel nya de mano wongi chenga chel be ka mere ka nyene buku le nyedom le ko nyi dala aba doi wana aba doi dio ba ke afrika pode ko nyi chenga chel be buki munut mo ne pode ko nyi chenga chel be buk jamen dala aba doi ba ji mu na gichumo ke par ji na gi cha jo mo ko ji buki de afrika ni bore kan me kel university ke dere library bong buki ye bung book sa mo lang man cho store nge ni bure ko buka chen mana podi po yiga be chen kit ka coffee shop ni mo tu for coffee ko ni bure cho nge nge ka so jami da mo to so problem mar gambela na ki jo man karak man kari jai gana particularly jai mo ni bure penan jo mo jiki demoralize of course the support mo ngi kala kai mo ngi lulu ba system bata mana kari akum ya dika wari na be ta grejon man be problem an yubu pena kare be ge leadership na tingi then responsibility era with you kel jo pena mo nyu wol pa tingi nyu ci bang pi den ko de kala wakiri nyu pi di jamin de o jen mor ngat moro ko waru pot pin banga do ko na ngat pana ga ko pi ngat pana ga mana ba system mo do ber jai bang wito nyu de you every wito bate mana ware na wito nye we at least mo do julu bukke ko nyati mana nya ni bai bare ngo gidu wa wakali o kizo kiji mana ja wangi to ka baya nye man ka at least ne ibati mo kiti ngado pena maro kama do same thing but still the same hole bubunge lanjire na bare bare chundu ba kwa gara chundu ba kwa ko na jaye akel kan mi nyiri ton nyoka dinana ni kam bela nye beri nyure nyo nye beri nye beka nyadre kere kambela do na da dala mo likara mo wiye da dala mo wiye da nge gambela do na po ka asfalti mo jani rie der jai nena yu pena achoeta mo chong ito kidere mo kena mo international na kala gambela kono koro ngo gambela nam do ye mo bero manga do mo ngwedoro jime juti gala kire kilai mo la jo cho rain mo ke to balain mo ke to balan ke per bung da mangeda do ngat nuti ngado ba par chot ma nya nya ra ni kere ni jure mo anyi tie ni ke wo mal bi nya po ta bang to wala geno ba nya ke dere kwa so ke ba gin manyina o ma do julu bu ma nya mo challenge na na de ji mo bi chumo moto ci lugu mo nyamu challenge in a way that either oti mo nyona ji state maro but you want a region but ji bodu chone per region but ba je mantimi administrative area teman be tinga te arar ko wana arar kala challenge na region in administrative area teng daga Ginti jayen gimanya jo be di chot you churi big from now to kiki wa birth for trust me vice president mare for the winning manuar wala ocho ke wala nari 5 years after that one is the same thing then we have to resist this manyo chungwa against this per man bakare anyai akiela gira right kare anyai na ba tawi do ber bayan no kelo do ko jibo do peno be gino dimo taw jibo do peno be mo je pa kite be gino chen mana karena but we cannot think it that way mana be charnya wijur la charnya wijur ja mana system mara koma o chere ga policies mana la ma kiti ba te nyeto etio manya go nyeto ni mara pio challenge ne de ji mo bi chungo ko ja mo ni be gino dok chan chot chot ta manya nyo wo mal par ni de chen kin mara mo penye through federation mikrobet nga nya jai chot do bangere ra kare ni wi nya wana na jo wati onye gin panyi ma ringi go but balanji awar ma yaka timi ji pa lambe ji me ajo ma pa kena teo ngayu akonyi ingate kena konyi kena konyi warakate mwa chipji gi mikribet ma chipji gi ngate ya mwa chipji mirche board akop NNN wa godwa la ki chip kada ma ma nyama ya ngara vice president mare kaja dia gorgi o ko jipe lambe da party man da kike ni gudu ba par bungdana mo bera kambela dire mo anda kinda kore jok kod gina konyi je mirche board gina konyi na jai gi penyo par ni gi nyamo ji clarify wala kata kwa bang eti nguri akop ni joy gi manya mo trend di kambela ga dong chen Jamigo bal system jo kar jamigo tikitio ni be problem ago. Tegina tu anguri arangnya tot jipalam adjustment goritin. Otherwise bunu lan jipar tot mano ci penki pare kay duang rek. But the same thing man tin jo mo julu bukti ana ne wanu kalo go kwar gambela wang be wachon. Be wani. So gin manyana do na manyinga. Gi manyago ni ngati o ka tiel. Oni gina right ba onya nyak yan. Chulere ka chare chulere ki bumti chulere ki jai matente gota da mu duang de ke kare kai ki gi ngan bet det yo nya ability do de dia gi bo mali ye chelo ogina manyuti mana go bothers a lot you know begin ti joni nyol bere nyono dong chan ni jame mo ado timo problem mo tot jolan ki man mo ko barkam Babalon kiper oni deto koroj ma ye chelo. Lu manene omanya 5 years marabo pod beranana. Another 5 years marabo beranana. Ni boyo pena mo yiti chola chota ni kena opena mo ye president balachan gina opena mo represent. Manyanya de way mo system manya mo resist. But diman enough. Tot mana kam jidonge mo gidi kwang. Kade jidonge mo mu chana ditot. Abi jana prepare ya wala ngoni ya. Jidonge mo gi chana ka dokman. Iper bet tot ti. Including crime mana mo ji commit. Iper ina kina group jana minomal u da na makwaro no head of state no go. Mana ko bagadi. But still, anyuai por año. Including, pero pena que diere dice, bung paje por año. Ni no reu kal ye para assumption man ni da anyuai ke mo witimo. Ba kutego, ye bedi reader gi, bung dana mo ko banyim ki bo kari jo pena. Ngade man mo charanka por participation mare akoma. Bedi chena nore na jo pena, anyuai mo kari na jo pena. ni to medre why to we you to every day monore mu why ni buyo pena mu ya America podi di ci ngene no ri medre kare per kom pro bange ki jomo ko gichara gibet na gi domo ki chama ne de beda so kin manyana manya ga ni ji mo na ngati da ponyo ro ko man kalu ro ka chel wal ta poti o ja to manya ju chumi ki juri mo mo nyo tan abati o kyar ki pro ko ka na jo weri ko ko ke de mo la ti nyore ni na nore ko na ka na gidi no ber mo jo ko akaje ba ji ma ti mo be ba nyaki be ja be bul be duki mo be bolie per jo ji gidi so resource da ji gitot ba jay mo gambela ga mangi juri mo nyakwandi but all they do is man interest man no kere be no wo ko matongo ngara wala gina kal no ri ji kwa no te di kedere no kala to no kala bien mo jama jami di podo no mare kwal no mare tot agini ne do ni uti no mo ber kil ne ho kanya walu jongo jae bungi ne tiyo gina ja paito. There should be a change. Change manya dego, reform manya te manya dawa. So on ina manya maranya panya. Man the otu when you resist the jaimon. In the call referendum to ni gadi monya to split. Kana zone area to make na zone area magana completely separate. Tema in then command be a system man you better go to them. It's too much. Pagri mi alignment manji. Then in the data alignment panya kiarano. Katameda mo bil matong ko ka do gor mo ber o ti woni di pido mo kala gina ti woni degi mo karo ni kuwe kino kalwok je mo kuwe gina mo clean out no bete mo be Somali region na then je mo mal na mo challenge je ngate ke ti mo peti per minister kena kali ka America jan bakali no kel kali ka Europe wala Australia wala Canada bakali per no system mane la man ti yo je to ra to ni ji muru lo to bu ba to go to kau rangi oni yedo iti beto gimanya ko to butika gine mo romo tenga mbela di chini yo ikadi tawa gini ni yegine mo romo agina unless the business mari buti iti okaje tengi dima ko ni chi ye na dona second to city mana o tu ni ber bungal madi mukita ye ke pari city mo ti bil ni tu ni ber per be system mane manya mo anyi dongi chan kere mat system to mat ka ko man kuchi bere man city mo ga ne city mai a mati na city am ni tawo mo ga mo prepare ni digiti ni dongo to ona development mo development mo ko re na do bo kifika so mana be call mana go and man yeah manya jay mo nya mo explore whether on it why problem mara gina no ni jibati min jawa wala zone area wala region area administrative area fa jay mo iti medik no remo let them be jom mo ba anyo mo ba contact should not continue to die this way ni gina ki jo bum tiari cho dia ni bum justice mo tiyo to parle kena chon budget man bet tiet gama gambela gon kala bodo peno wala kala inwer then forget it sama na do jewi ay bang konti mot ni jo free kan kaman bet jewi ni no rek de gna do ji ma do ji yera teti gi chemo ya ayre che nya ko pa ngati na nuer ngati na nyani na wala ngati na director man ngati na ko no ko no bet system mare ubo what nya mo e wodor ni bu ngom jire nya chone ke ngom nya chone ke tore streamer gambela wala mo banywa de ngi ke pargo o jaay ngi kan beti je do ki ngi la me ngi so mana ko manya ko nyo wo mal ji mo na ngeti mo na manya ti nyo go mal ke man ti ni maro ba jala kere let us do something manya nyo kere action yeah manya kere action man ti wenye oni chot maro ba jala kere manya nyo ti mo ke pin muneno man na kibe either jaay ti una go shit wala let it be whatever that is but bung dana mo nyola nya luar kere mana be man nya chana So kijira unapua like manti bagum del ke par jimo na maya chana ya na da maya chana wala a message mo nya through it. So
Wake up and song, majang meeting said wait Sonny Lanky de majang meeting said wait in yakaloka nangyo nyari rangana majang yo nyari rangana yakato moka jopyo.
Okay, thank you. Kita want to point for mana mo macam dance enjoy. So kita ni kena tiana nak let's see. Mana dah mo yemet link kwa jadi nak kena fair. Ben mo ngat ya, la mo point jira kena messenger. Kwa na ngat ma to good to mo good malang to. So ngat ya. Nanti either way. Nakik kwa jira. Nakik kwa jira lanman ke messenger lanman jura go kwa link jiri. So yes, it's good. Okay, I am skipping. Thank you. Right over there, jira maya chalo Facebook ni jura. Majanga has land, Ofu has land, Koma has land, Anywa has land, Shuma has land, Bula has land, these Shokwa has land, of course, men, Beja Bulia, they have land. Yes, Gambela natives, I don't agree to anyone who favors those land grabbing mentality. Yes, for example, they came from out of nowhere, and that's against even the constitution of Ethiopia itself. But there's no way in Ethiopian government to enforce, to force Nuer citizenship on us. That's against Anua basic human rights. But for example, one, they don't have land. Secondly, they don't live like a human being who respects laws and regulation or rules and orders and human rights. But all they do is in the winter, we will displace you, we will kill you, we will take over your land. Next year, this city will be ours. And in this world, who can talk that way and practice it that way? Bagi chang nin do wa yang juri ma ten ten nya nya ni gra ji ma kreya ba kle ki nyaw ba jo ni chat ko jo ke mancha they cannot ni ba bere ke kerge ngam bu mu jigi so gi ngate mo ina na bi o mal de cha ma no tin ji ta nyim gi mo be gi be ma no mo challenge committee of faculty mo challenge go through court mana nyim ta de sa wa na go na pero no ti on choda gin ke do ti nya ba je kare ji let it be pe ni ke ma ji ko la pa ni ke ma chon Maya to ngone kede jira right ni lu mare nya kito kon mong na balan ka ke jomo la ego court system. Ethiopia in a country with thousands of year history with system mare mo established. Kenna ni bero ta go bere ani kropanya. Mana to go pana ho ngan mon go nya wel mari ni tim tu ni tiye yin ndaga yin. Ba ye metiko. A ngopo kala kala tino way. Mana nga I was asked to report during the chief of leadership, and I was like, report who is in a different country. My passport was, I got the screen in America, Canada, and visa was from Ethiopia, and immigration. Question was, is Gambela becomes a different country? I was not, I came to visit my family, not to meet someone. No, then I was told that the system was started by those who time to be leading diaspora so they can get freedom. Yes. Jami mo to Gambela ka jana no. Bagi pe mo mulan chan. Ke perbe Gambela ba separate system. In the kula dan Ethiopia, you ado mo dik monitor by national security mari Ethiopia. Baba da mera Gambela ko mo jonko oy mo jeri report. Anga nyinanga. Yeah? What about Nani going in with your reporting? Manago, Manati Gambela, but it's Maracoma. You to your gripping more. Mamad Domit and the Barabara, but it's the Maracoma. o junguri mo ta mara wa ju bere ga ga ba dar wa ji ni de mo ji report ja ko mara I don't think so man ti yo de tan be mar dongi chan mana kare kare ba juri mo mo na ga nya ku bere mo na gado ki nyin do mo na gado ki nyin ka ro buri tan ji ti jay mo manji wa ju bere de mo monitor abri du ki gambela ka bere nya ki dakki do ba ngat mo ci ko monitor eh ha yeah ke pare na biri na mo ci adi sa ba ci na report bang embassy mai wala ngoni ba mandatory mara committee ka chen ko keta ma gambela ko ci ko ci biri mo report kan ci biri mo report kan ba ro mi tagiri di ci chama no man bere ngini no gini mo monitor di ci nya jurgi ya ulero copy jana na manya tima karu nya bere de medical fee uh, uh, yes that kwa ya mulu bere de ya una poche na dana mo manya chana kijira nyi kwa ingate mari lanyman mo ingate ya da mo ko jira ma se gambela ko ni man be ni gambela ba ko market mana tiyo ni mara tut mana kare kare chono mana te po bungo to kya tuwa be to korro mu kara go mu woro mana nya ba ko ma chana tiyo ni mana na man nyam tiyo ya chono be ni nyam tiyo chono ko nya ko maro ba ko man tenna be mana be go nyama nya go nya be ni chana ni ba mo ki ngari ni mo ki challenge I don't think so ngado mo nya chono njo fight ngado mo nya chana ngado mo nya chana eko ye woni jopa ji pare na mo ma chan ni message kwa jire or karo yire ka ama nya bera ka nya yin ta mal je nya tora ka ma nya nya gum de ne cho bangi mo no to so on be gingate let me do this gingate zoom hijira ni deji mutot mu zoom mu morro ko ba la kanyi go ko no ba zoom li change ke woni mo zoom so hijira ni chumo nyogun mania kwa jopo wa mwana puno to hijira biru kada dano manyawo ko no ingate nya kwa jire So looming at the loom zoom. The game third mo line man to any zoom rocket over konye go. Ko no mo zoom di chen na git penya chel mo third jame mo nye temien temeka go. So zoom nyati when you find rock jotigo. But I can say you thought Tibet almost the program of your one government smartphone. Kwa Zoom imoya download na Zoom. Baka opi achiluma chuma baina number mo ni boya ke nyoko join meeting number mo boya ke ko kiza kaji. Kwa number mo cheo no nyoko na nyinga na passcode no instead of password ko passcode. Passcode benya mo enter kaji. So my kid number mo. Let me see. Next line man. For example man manyan. Ya chana. Namanya ingatnya. Hanya example namanya caranya tiap. For Zoom, nyatu ni kwa nyirap video tigo. Bagi penmo kwa nyirap ko tag tekan. Nagba bati yadala nyatu ni tag gire. Agana nyuti inaka sign out ke pare. So gin imanya ko carry nyanga mo download phone mari. So kau nyang Zoom imo download phone mari. Nyogi ngate mara chunga. Very much active the PowerPoint there. So nyo invitation mara chunga. For example, nyinek camera nena ki camera chana bata man nena che. Pero kawa ni mana nyamal ya blue to join meeting, right? Kwa na sign up or sign in. So you bet yoke mo nyari awan. Nendek be mana chua ngere mara chua oh. Gin manyi kere mari beto ngade mari beto join meeting. Nendek do is phone mari chana na. Kwa nendek kila pi phone mari. Chama nene kanyana. Mari mo jo click button. Mo click button gina kale mal jame mo nye tiyo ke jame mo ko be. Ina danu nye tiyo ke ba jame mo dengi be jo man gabi man danyi zoom ko. So jo chana na dangi ko phone. Ay dangi ko computer. Gino ti man koi join meeting. Na meeting ba tiyo yini. You don't have to sign up. Sign up for guti wala sign in for guti. Wait mo nyari o mo bare guys. You know, you can just click ingate. Chungi matena ko click join. Nag join itio agina nyo penye. Konya ID. Meeting ID di penya. So meeting ID be number mo nyi bayo ogi. Kiti ya. Yola la number mo bayo ke mo kore ko nyi ngade passcode, which is a password. The number mo ye check wala letter ngata ti ye chwa ke setup. Like men ti letter wala men ti number. Usually number is there up. So let's nyeti when you're all fine go. I know you need the manago. So welcome when we are like doc. Very day.
Very good.
Yeah, Bungarajan, congratulations.
Thank you. Very no point very much.
The Bungarajan, I will my jana, ilang chwal ke bangji pe matanta no.
Palu. Okay.
So live
can bear ke bungarai better bear. kanyana yen open bere no open
Okay.
ya
Yo,
live mari ka jura ka ko rana ko choda chana la dunyi live mari ko kamor be red gena wala da yo won jira kamor kamor live mo chon chebu ma to join go do kamar be o chana choni japanyo ke job pachen pagi mutu mo ga
correct.
gawo ya ba be goto ya ga jami tente ya guti dana chana ga jami mo kamar jami mo be ana
Yeah.
o she ko na ko na chara mara na chiwa kamar kamar ko di jami pira ngwen jira ko no mo gawo ko topic bari ko ajana kamar le mento na wo topic to man jina chara mara she jina view mara ya pernet ya passe bata kamar le mento no gawo ko gina di mari ke agenda mari ma wo life goni
Thank you. Yes.
kedi
Kamanya
tapi
nga
na
kamera.
ngenen kamor ma de kon
Wala na kung mo.
ya ya okay kedi de mo na ngenen kamor be jami ngwen a shel de kon be lumo bala bang ulum atimal kashi ya chokiji riet gi kamor issue mar ñu wara man di dungo na gwalama dagi kamor lumu jang biniam ngwer gi no kamor lum federal mar Ethiopia ma donkere ya issue boy kamor lo meto rogi ti link shi ga no go ba chano ko per na tia ya na kit mara na kete na input mara na kete na tia ko ra kidi japo na ngwena na kamor tata ka balaw bangulum ya mara balaw bangulum taman gini balaw bangulum
Dora wiyo?
ya okay we duri we
Dona ko mari nyi ngati be nya jiwa nyo kwa nyenge kora ngare mare bo ma akibye but nende ngade matu sense nya mare akibye ki parti yoga group
ya
kana kunta so
ya be ni chanan ya be ni chanan be ni kwa ne kitaye mo ton topic mo tore be ni kwa ne kitaye akan be ni penye dupon chano te mara balo bung mun ke mo bung nu chanan ka pra ka bar chutu ya la kana le man chani ko goto ya ko rawi nu chani mari ko ina na balo bung mon jana chu kici ka faru kici le man to jana chokki mana megi shel goni system na kadu kici ko ka to be system ma ñu mo ki du to med go ba jeni to mi rene mu ni ka appreciate ka per ani bu mu ñu kici ka appreciate goni jere personality jana da no jere personality jom be bu nu ban ngom maro dana ka per ni to ni ngado deri be mono manyu mo dana ba ka per jami mo ga yak mo ne bay mo ki share ko jam political issue bu lañ man tuma ci wa comment bare do ba jeni mu ñu ka appreciate ka per jere personal issue e bu duñ bay ko dota wala bu duñ bay ko joya mo anywa to ranya ko jomor ka jing to da kam pian woto tiyo ni jana ko kare ba gina tiyo mo tin wole be mar wujur mare kay tiyo no wari ko wujur mare be gina woldo ci ba jeni jana dano mo percentage do jere te mara bala no kamar le mun chana ka fremon oto na witness ka pre woni wal ne shili wa dong ne shili be dama na kare chan ka ro kamar ka chara wa dong ne shili go live mo kalwa goni kamar ka rin pin yak be ne wiya pa de to ne kamar na karwa be ba live mo ro ma to watro kura wa dong ne shili wa be ne shili kamar le metu na witness jire ka pre ñu tum mon ka ñu memon lay man ci o rewi kay ba gëna do ko wani jini mon no loy man tume ne tiyo ko gi mo reyo ma ñay chay wollo ma gina tiyo pa charo no do ko pre jini pelle version tiyo ni jina ko rebolo men ñu go ko ni jina ñu na ñu tinyo ba mi rene to ne riyaw ndaw mo peñmo kano mo burne jaw ko ko para ko to no tango ni tinyo wujur mari chay kri target to chay wollo ko dere mara ko yewu ko pre jini e ceno beto mare kay position mane en yeche ñi ngi e mane tek fara shelma be ñu la poñ mo no ñolo poñ position mane rongo kare ko lu na bungu mi ti wi ne butte bote kare mane mu ñi support ne to ne ginare kare ko re profile mane mar cokki mane raj be cang rebre ko perne mo don mane ne be cang reño na rene mane mu ñu support kare ji ne mu ñi ka ciare na mu ji gawo bajji mo na roko ko ñi ko ne goni ka ciara mari ko ni mane ci ni ko per mane ngat po wa ni mi ne interest mo ne point joko to mi ne ga mu ñi ka advice to ne ana position mane mar akon pa position man mara nywa ke be position man mar regional bu jur moy be etio represent be man ko ke par ne profile man mar ray mar ah
jir jamme mo record mo lo ni jamme mo lo ni nena wax mo temena
ya kare sheba manjango to ne tumni karji chan ngoni ka par ne ba gawo ka par jinjon jo tu ne gawo be scenery mo ni ko ten po pide li wana to be ji mo ngi drive ka par ne to ko re ban manya kere ne mo ro mane ne barani ne pro gawo no bere be ka man ti position mane bere jine kare ko par nyanga nywa ka par jina ngado pay to dere position mane ko lu mo ngi ti ne bere ne na cere mana jere jira gum edji to mati woni dere mara ba mon bon pala mo chana chana ko predo cer no no bero de do ngajo no bero pa chara na de gina de fag mo titi mo gonde te man to yak na de mo botto wa le man chana personnel ko ne na bula gin pa kare le man wi lum dana to pa gin mo to ndo te vraiment ngina politique issue ene to ene ter dana moro mo kara dana moro jine ko pawna tigin ke implement yak pa deeply kaw kaliye o ga ba dana mo na bata ko ram yitane ti support mo tin riet gi bang man mar ñu wara mo dudu
mana ko kala
okay it's okay riet gi bang dudu nya golle mo ñu wara mana be ñu wara kare mana wana tungo da kira politique jon kare boutique gina de boutique tung boutique yame job kolu no ñi me wona mi gi shel joppo ka care ko nga don mo ko jomare mar dudu bungu mo bot she mare ti ti mare kare ka care mare mana tiyo ba jamirio man to mado ko ma cha woka life goni kam mo digi mo pion ba ma tin ga farci ni ne bere ne jina bul sigina ba kan an gidara bulumen ko an kri doni bul sigina mo kri doni kan kri doni pari man e pari man ma ne jire o choy ko do mo ma nyokare o to support ko do mare ba gina kwera ba kere o mare man na ngang man tane ka na ngang man na kiji no ne dire ne jo gabbi mo na pa kare man nyana tot angang man no do ba ne chane ko pre ne dire no jo ko ngang man be ti mare man ti goni no be ji mo tour ya diga ceng ni gina report mo ya dig ni gina ya dig be gina ko ngak ne kal gapa ki anywe na anywe ne be di no pak de di na anywe be gabe ki de di ko pour interest man marge be no ko ñu ko solution mare no na anywe ko gi cha na anywe jon ni no pangini ni dogi ka shel ya ni jodi ak te dogi ka shel chamono man ge ak pangi chamono man dogi ka shel ba don ka shel mara anywe no lo ñu dañu woran kër kam par bala njiri acana diri jiri kam morto e chat dañu problème mo dong do rek mo kri char kabra ngang ma no gola no kuya man chani ka prena jamirio ne ma ngang ma nañ ma no pak dede miri mané kër kam par bala njiri ti brebe kabra ni na dama kuwa no ne ma ngang ma no pa ne gawi ne ma ne mar akuma ka pati mo ga ne gawi ne tigi isoke mana kamar lo njiri ilo malo lo njiri ko ina bul sigina kwar maro karpan una timu ganu tione shele ke senior mo ina ka advisor mo ina ka bango gano utione shele kamar dun tiyo gino party mo no pa no tende different kamar cho bangi uchono ko gini ko no uchono gini no ko je izema nye je gainen ko rek mo na ku ko no uchono gini no kamar no upia penyo uchono je political issue no pa angang mana mar dokuri ke pa mana jo pa ke pra angang mana dokuri ke pa mana jo pa mana bolanjiri pa jo ti goni bolan ko man nogi u chande go non be ti o gni jana ke pra no doto non ay way ke pra ngi man be gni chwaj ni jeni okay wenjiri ya ko gnade mana ya okay ko game mana je ti bere no ko gina gin mu ngaj to ji ngaji ko ne gogi ne rogi ne nyut gi ne ko ne jone jo popin ne ji chamgi kabra kanu ko ginade kanu ko pimu to de cere lu mer ne chanve mer be jol ko dira tebe ji mu ke dana ko dera no mo ta ngane mo jo ko ini ki shino mo wer pa ja kan jodongo no wi ne lu ne chan no do ka shel ka pol mari o ci nya nyo pe nyani pe nya no to mo ci do ka shel no do ka shel lu mer mo de chan yana de ko gnu manya gna kal merchon gna kala pa gna kal problem mana gna war ko be no ko mu ñu research problem mana kala ngoni kala ka to wor ngoni no lo ngi problem mana mu ñu identify no problem ta regin joy be na teglo ko ran lu mu ñu ko filter no leno lu mu no de chan ngada no boy ngada ko boyo o chan interview kay ngada be gna bay o ngada so juj boyo maro chan go ba man na ti kanya ken no o no dok a shel manya doto ba chan ko dog ya ka ka tek ranyu ye ranyu mara nyu ye aji ya dijon no wol ko pat aji ya di no to ko pat aji ya di to no nangi ko to dia na bo gna ti ye na bungun mo ngani bar be man chan te man be ren ji fu to ya no ke information mo wrong ya pa ka man bungun mi tiya de ko ngade tiyo gin o chopri ma fi to aji ko no oni community man mo ron ton tot ke japona riyo no ke tot moy na riyo be no wolji ko re jubut pete reto no mo giyo kar wiyo a diri di tiyo no tot o totu ti na diri jono politician ni gana jan tu to mo man tem ke kre no bare man kre ke tot kre man jan tu no tema gini ko joy na nyay mo ni community mar grade be politician ni kamar wenno kamar pa jan a chana diri kore lum didumo advice mi ci waccu wajiri oy ni na ginate oy ni na bilsegina ni kura parti mo kene ka farne ge ti ne shele ne ti ne shele pa bakriyo na ngang mara no kar kam para kare na para ka tibi ka bare wu ko do mo tente na muy ko no pari paro gënu ko kala do ko tim mano no ti woni no en ko do no para bilsegina panjana di yo no bilsegina ko ko wara no a ko mor mu nyano we ga praro no ba ko mo ne kama tegre derge ma tegre gnata chang re yadik man wo ya gena ye longa dit ya chang be mo ngone de be mo ngone kore punu timano pe ne timon no god buta nywa ati buta nywa gata ke kore man chana jiri be advice man chana jiri no ke del kar choge kore na jama nya diri jiti ga diri kara gna chane kare ra diri kare kore man gan kan ya kan a uno japane anena dama bu ngal lumu pen ko luna bu ngal ka for research ma mana kala no dum re kare nga gin mu choya ji jokin pen nagi chamigo nagi bidi ngena top ngina de sine de moy ngina advise mo panya man ko no panya marge no panya jewuji ne gini gon ron ko panya system no panya to be gini ken nan ye ine gin be ni na america ba panya uti gi girpen panya wala do nya ko to ni na advisor ka denga ko ra o pipen denga ko no ko ra ginti ni jangini te ni be goy ko gunni na america wala bi chan ni na america panya diji mi chanto diji mo wol mo kuy no bare no america no mo chan gara mo morbe jiti ka cham ki chan shelo kore joke titu gat ke audio mo kono ko to de joke no kuji kore lum do tomar tichon mar do tomar tich pag mo kono problem pag mo kono gran mo jogi ni tim margeno ne tiyo ko ñu wara ma ka de dum wana jogi be tim chon mana raj de bare man do ma chan ne bare no bunga ma kana rebe gini gino lo pi cha ma nyama be chede ki system mare jongi gol on nagigo aji adi nangen gol ngano bu chede ki system mare jongi gol pri ngem ko jurmoro pri nak wi man ciow nay ka ginade man ciow ko no tabanyo wanyenge gino lo pi kany pa kare mo raj rege en ko chumu wujji na nywa ni jobo dodi aji dodi ni ti atare ke ti riyak won ke ti anona jo dodi ki ni de doti jon pata cuñu mu cuñu tiyo tar ci dana may wonu cuñu taru cuñu gayo ba be gina be dote ko ko ni ni wara no ke kare yagno ka bare ci no giri rogo be ñogi ne go ba ñway ne candi ne ñway ne candi ngay man bu nga ñamu jinn dum ko no ke chore ñim kay ni ci ko a ci bang ci lumu wiñu ba be ne chana jabi mo yar ti mane mara ko na jo padi mo no grupa ne gabi ne ti ne shele ke gina de ko to ngati man tu ne ka par chana ga ndu tagino obo man dan ma qualify no barbe joy ga man dan ma qualify no barbe ti mano joy no pang ya kana no ngat cham ya kana ngat wacha no ngato bungra de mutena be ngatu jergana be tambi ore ko no tiyo ku unu kunyi ga dan ma qualify no jiri de grade jiri de phd kunyi ngat phd to koro chora mu de par jiti uti competition man market ba competition man market man margane o kwanya ji ya mo ya ndi cham ya kana ne gano ngone yes ya Kore don ka shel moy giyodo ko de lengwenyi be gibu chwayon kore piu pin chonu detu ko no wane jaba ngaya nywa ko jaba ngaya nywa no mi na jodo ni ke stemor munyan stemor nyon do be mon dañu ko ñu ke de do no ñu baté angang ma no angang ma lo dirjir be mani ikala ju pati mo wala jimo mo na gemo ko o kitu do mo piu pin o chu tiu ne shele go angang ma la ni ba ngang ma ya balonji mane balonji pa gem lonji dan jode kore ba na maya dagi kamara bang mar lumu jang luma chano jangka no dung ni chano goni kamor chano mare chano ke chano mane mare ngeje ka par chochon jiu bedi jiwa tiwirio o darama tima no degen mutiti dama de ko ngate be buka genti ya ngate dama to ko ngate be genti ya ngate ba ngata kala di ngata kal timo ne de pangina rio be ngadu jiti gina be ngadu jiti advantage ne re ko en ko jopo na rio ka par joy na rio bete ko to no bu gawi detu dana maya mana digin manya ko long maya ne re kano advantage mare jure ashel maya to ko dere ten giya ne temiya kano be gun mo ranga ngiri to ko dere yini choni yini side mane itiya ko wala bitiya ko yana lo ko wala ben lo ko kore moy be gi mo ya mo do ji chan ne jobuti gone je baye nyim gone o jang ni chana ka maran jira chan ka kor gare man munyo review betana o jangana ka jorji mo totono o jang ba ka chana ner jinive ner gini ga mo to lo abu wala lo mo ka kol je lea to jo kilo ne gelo no ro do lo to mona kele ka wa jorji ro jira be ka jordo jana to no ber ko ka ci mo mañ gone ne kaybe del bo ngori ket ju tiwne e sheli kamur be ni to ne loro ni jima wudu ñu wok ñu woro ci ciori to ni to ne giide layede ko le na jena batte ni be ke kayje bo mañ ne kay ne rañi ko le kamur to jimo ko jiru ten ko ne ji mo ne kali ak mo ne le man pangi gina le man pim ne lum gina rañ ka per ci to ngum racha gina ka to ni jito ko gina ko ni ne ciara no u kali wok u ci to ni jito gol bénéfice ni juri wala ma gol wi pra wule ko programme ani ma be gën all community man wara ñoyen interest be no tino pal mo kala gëna maya bagnu way ko firi bi ko firi par impact mara gëna no duwe ko perdera wala duwe agëna no duwe projet po wala di agëna no duwe ko propo ko ji ko raka na chan lumu jangano be ne ko problème de joy de dido ba ka ci ne chanu jangé ci ni lumu no mo te nga yalo man ci ko komandira ni mu jubu gabi be ko man pang del ji kare pang mo do tungu ko ne del kar pang ji do din se ko par ko jow gabi ko par gaw mar ji na ji dudin angano dal ji yan na ñu tungu rek meri del angano dal ji be da lu mu do wuñu ka eta ñu community mara ñu breka mu wamal ko par ngade man dano tiw de kar log may ma reka na ko don rek ñu ba facebook wa rek ñu e tiw rek kare de loy kare mi kano bay ni wi man ni nga ni chani na ñu ne do ka sel ko community lo reñu bre bu ngum community de ko woni community ba ne di dana mo wa man reccu wiccu mo ko na ñi do ci kashir mo lume wuñi nga bu ngana wuñ lume ne mo ñi yak dere ñi ñoy ak dero doñu politique o moy ak side mare e ci na nga ni wi leer de mo tieti ko na be giya mu futo wujjiya mu gata wujjiya me reñu to ñu mal wujjuru jon bu moro be reñu mar wujjuru na o ko ni wujjuru reñu be bu moro ci popo ngi firi pay mo ko waaw ñim udu nyamu na shela ko mo to wutu chungu ko do ngana je dwale ya ngena ko re jo ko ka game roge kano be ji mo reyo do kere mo na reyo tema da mo re nyu mo wa ku chana ya ba jo to ni roge kano mi daga munyi kan den fay ni ko prene de ne ko pro ni na woro o ni na woro ya dangi ko ko lup a loy u chungu ko loy u chungu ko loy ko confusion be ni kalgini ko par interest mare mare ne prene ngat ko re system mare mo point ma no ko dere chana jowatu no jimmaado ngode ngan mo konno ko lup be dana mano tonde mano ko no be dana ko mana tiyono ber ko no mane ne ngolo na chor mar grate mar federal do mar federal kam lum federal nya lum federal man ko ne position ji mo to bi chano ne position mar federal wakar jito no wane wakar mo ko position mar federal ke tengeno ini chari pope nya ku chari ngide ya ni na da mi chero pon jure bijje no mo kwa na do mo kala bijje uni jure bijketon we jure mo na mo no no jure ngado chan da pogyan no do jang do ko mo do puno do wen mo kini unu nywa ke deto no nywa ke deto unu ke deto ko to ka gri deto ko chon de ko ngado deto ko waya nyimo jo kuma o pota bon federal ke der man mu ji ka sign o pota ba ko ne joybe re joy gina rebel joy gina gen e chala no federal jina bol ne danga ne mo ka sign deto a qualification mar ngone ne qualification mar no bi mar tot mar mar ba jokin be mar tik jeni per wujuro piro baraka ngone muni lit ne muni present ni to pe bar ne muni present baye ne acara mari putene pan kan mari ko no man ipu pa ga nywa gider pu pa ngidi man raja ne ko na anywa ne po ron ka anywa ne ron anywa man bera anywa man raj e cha ni to pe titi present ko ni ji ngira na gina cha ni ne gina gina de gina military intelligence not doctor bi mana gidere gina military intelligence ko military intelligence pa da mu jodi at which position man about political issue man military intelligence man ti yo gidere pan ka di ji jire mu gëpp ko update jire ke cengo war panyen kango agene adiri manen pan ko bon diri manen pan na pa na ko bajini me dama baban gone na ko manen mu ni distract ya be o kare karo ko jo mano karu no gone ya kabar ko na ji ya chono mu bun ko ji bun ngari bun direction ji ko dedo kabar dana bun direction jire chot pa dana mo lañ man ko ngi dere ibiro tete karo tete karo ko reyo kawra ka per e kere ka per gno jote che ba disadvantage advantage mare mano ko re kuyi consequence mare kuyi ko lum gna lum fer ko wiya gone tiyo point ko ne to ne pa mo wope ne jogo to yo na ni jopan ji per berge merge dede wu jure mo ko merge de unu no dio ka nywa ko dero ngwen detu dash o male o chede ki tete yamo di pa nya o chede ki tete ya ko orangi condition margi ya nyana atut mane ka nen pan ka na nywa gena yek kede ne gena nywa kede da tut mo gena yek tang nure da tut mo gena yemo gena nure kede mo toto gine mo ko pucho ko wo ke lo ma tigiti dom ne bare bon u dutu ni di u chan de tiwo de to dalo de munyu ko update ni di da update ji wano jay ka di wa gina no tay pan ne pa man ko ya ngati ba ba facebook ko wore ngati ba chan ngati ba jero jaranga dele ak ji mo mo tedi kore conclusion mara man chana no na conclusion mara ne ci ba a ci pa advice ju uno jo ene jo 20th century ju ben a chanye communication jo gawo jaman tete jaman tonto ko ma no tagno pach bungen mu chala pach nyegen na chana jo ver yene ka yena america ko yena ka no to yo no bere no mu jijwa ko gel ka yo changi konfo o changi konfo kare be mo pu jana mana a shelma ka parle jo pone de ne jode ne ngaji man ngata ba ko ngani bungen mu chala pach nu ko ga nywa go ne ko ro bon ngom kan ber ngani mo rom kare ngani mo ndakare ko ngani mo tiya kare protect ba nywa no kare wudo jiri ko protect bung ngom kare mo titi protect pour de bon ko mari bet yak bono bet je yak ka mono bet la yak ka to no woro je dalo che ka to no chwer je dalo che ni ko bung kan mi ko mi chipin ne kan me be po mana ngalo go ne jam ko mar je put ko di ya no pon mana po wani wana je pon wana jana ko dog man ko no wana nyulut panyan kamar nyulut pon mo to na ga ba gare ko gino kabar be ji mo ko ndede gini be ji mo ko ndede gini ko jo man ma choj gine ke dere be choj ci gem to mu yedo ko mu panga ji to de ne joy be jonu ron ko pan joy ma pa ji mo ron ko pan riede to ko dere bu ngano fangat pan jobe jojo pan kol mero mana ko dere ne kala nywa ko dere mero ko dere wala wuro ko dere kala nywa ko be no ni nyoli pan no mu wuro ko mero ko no batu man kala nywa ko dere kala nywa ko na ji chon mo ngi gila to duro kira geranywa kuru ko ya wana nyulut pan chay mo wurno be wono gat pan ji detu ku mo tudu ko batu mutemo tiyo ko batu ina po ber ko ngam ray
thank you ina po on parma wanya tibne tibidwal mari ka baada ci mamulay man tene du nya chana mo join i bari ngadi man be cal facebook nyalay man tene kala dana cal kere jim jira ga ben jim jira ga ben lay makku tigañ kira diri man ju bokk ci nek persona maro bini man ni separation sama ini ju bokk ke parmo cara jo manyago ni jin manje jo manyago ni jo beti ni jo cara jo ni jo ko ho bere na nya bere gina ba mana batiyo mana kuma nene system mana kuma bungo mu ko nyi bo pere ke choka yak nya kuma ya bai de gim rai mi tiyo ki kai betegi so nene beji mo gino ko nyi wani wa manya referendum gina man either kana ngori nya wada rew tan ni wada ma ya doing ko long ma ya wada ma ya loje ni je mo jidi ki gum it should be done ke bar agina ke bungin mo de mo lose ba puna budget man wo yo beru ji o ti jet ngori ko ya rew ya ko nan ka ngati nyuki yene nyuko ndo nyi no joto nyu ja wala ro jangin bunge ti amal wala ji mo na gino go na git me sensitive aman no renya raj aman no renya raj ni bare bare ni put joranya na bare bare cha man ki punna ji every day ko ko ju da nya ko ra pojba gi ba ko da nya ma ga wana bayo ba chut chut nya pu ti nya ma ra da ma ra chut 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 despite the fact gi ta takoro ka mana te nasr rangi kobo rangi nasr rangi kango so ke ba ji mo ge marge maro wongi che ge bori do wa ma wi ne kom ni ngati ngat gongo nyondial ko nyu ka ka ki ge jai ko na gi be gona ga dan ni betie ko ge ja dan na jon oriken jore jai ko na ker ko ma chot ko ne jai rio ako je ku dengar parok kore ko na jona ko ni che ge bori kore jona parok ge jai ke pari jai tiare uchot e jai loya mat ko dengar paro ko na anyo jal reka na bare potar yu umpin bataman paro ni jal so gin manjo jo manyago ju chodi gi jono ye chal bet ni jo wachi inam ye chal ga bet manyago joy ga bojin ga bore mo en na kamar bi mo agno ko ni ne ba mano manya na manya panyi na be ki mu ko no jero bagir pe jam rocket ta rocket tijitiyo ko dai ko nya pu tijitiyo tijaitiyo including kelji mu gatang friend mani mana ya balai wong ngira jodi juro ka anya de ji mu order mu ci wa joy gina ko ge manya state maro ni bragir bi na crime aman ba crime in a simple basic human right mo ko pago ni jin gambela man it's not about only injera per joy ni naglañ man di access mari injera daw jigen ba manya services ni pi bangi ko service to pi bangi no dongu gambela maroman ko chayo gin maro ba chwali gambela ga di chwala ni human region wala human county wala human ginango nyet yo ge per ji ko ni gi dongu ni mar nyet ji ba nyejo kila simple is that back when but ti ti ñu beri na crime angati be jowa ci na per state riyo jo ga ga na nywa mana be bunget ti I mean be bunget ba gi be me reporter go ba country di ba country maro kel country taw ñu ko ñi referendum no kwer that's fine ba gi be me ji na be go bari ti jay riyo ba may ñanga ji ñi gëna wrong ma ñanga ba cara ma gi be te go to da ma ya mo gono message ma ko ñi ni be cara ma ci bi pra bala ko to disagree go so I don't know what looking to make it per money.
Okay. Yeah, ma kamu le man chana pre. Ma le man to disagree ka per chon ngari man ka gina man ngade ngani man mono tie ka view ko mono tie ki man le man tie view ko political issue. Ba mara chon man chana pre ka per dong maro mano dong ka shil goni. Ka per pid man mono pid goni. Le man to man lok rew to ne tu ka political issue uti gina de mare kare. Ba ka loy teng loy ne de ban pa cha loy man de ka man chwa ba na degin ma ba gra ja politika moy to le man tiya ba lom no degin ma jurne ba le man donya ba ka confidence ka par nga wa dong ne shile ko chala mo chokaya le man donya ba confidence o chana jero ko nya bula gin ba ke gin cha do ber ko le man munya ke explanation no be chal dana man kare bar man mare dira ya ay be man chana ka pare
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, man chana ka pare ka pare jino yeah be man ka par nga chana man yeah
Wape mardo dona kanya do are man aditi ka man lum nya jo nyo kwa imal lum ni woro nya chana man chana activities mo political joko gana politician ja koma which happen to be in odanyi kade manaw in fact utio ka live is wa ko do ko na kiba gibe chen mo abang nya jiwa directly system jo man tia de ban ba jo mo ber Keper gira old mentality ni gana ji mi ko ni ngato mo dere ke express ni ena dana mu ko ni de mi o Mexico ena dana mo nyoki gambela chan gino tiki go de tiyo ya de tuo de tiyo ni di mo ji mo justify cara ko gini great system mane great system mara bi reform wala gira iti pala manak ñu ko ni biro marwe ko ni biro kwar biro ba mar dani ko biro kwar ko jameta do ma pieme mo ji mogro ma piema ngati no ko ni kichana be ni wana wani be kamaro be doesn't mean that ni kichana ni wana wani be kichana be dere kere mane ba position mani choka ni cho mane ba position mani ni woi ni dana mo ti mo eji ke terrorize ni mo yi defend ni be ni jog ni ba ni be jom dago ngati jo chana ni ngede do chan mo ngede do ka tel lupe ge do I don't know gin ngej ni choka do ki politics mal gambelan but we are super jay moy ni chat again ni gana rio gana dakan but the same di mo abere gana spy but a nyak ya ware ni chokato the same thing she's doing the same thing she was spy kel na ria pa jana ko na rawo na ratwich na rangi kel ber gede ber nya pa jana ber ko ni ber gino ni twich mana ba sistema kuma sistema kuma ni mo kiti jo mo ber ko yana na jo na ki ucho mo per jo mana ber cara go yini change do mo mana manyi per yi gino ber nya we ba jo ti ni manya go nya kuma ji nye dime ba yina dam ni ber country mo free mo gina manyi ti yo itu no ba ya ba ko ani kuri ti yo ge mo na uti yo ge ba ma nya ngi ji mo dongo ji mo dongo mo na disagree man do bange manya go nya wo nye winyi man da ti ji mo to disagree. For example, for example, the Dalamo Mangan Mudwang, Muchana Kora Ware, Ni Chokoga Jura Nyai Live Cargo, Chana Cargo, it's on any day. Yani Betty Church, your Mangoya Ban. Anako Anika Choka, politics Mario to me, Abadan year, till man better. But Chico group Manaka Ware, Ganaji, Manakan against Anua. Kilga Church Papa Ware, the Ganaji, Magito reporting on a new location, Marjo. Manakan a serious issue. Kwa no ni choka na lumba da ma diwinya kwa temana na kwa chara ni choka na muguda pala teki wachana go bana guta ni choka beri mana wachana go baki pala tek mala chena bada ba kama kidrenya bare ke per bere bin maraba gunyi bana dong mani yako okay man chara me mara go ya ba na ki chana da maraba go ba ke per chara mana chana ke chana ni bi jo ngye kere ni jo mu chana gina gen system mana ke bere gina ji mu witi bongo including man moidana mera American which you which whether jojo it depends but you hear so mani choka na ijra chare ki jo mana chare bapiam
ya mar ñu wara mo de do ba pa chara ka fari ngone timono ka takoy timono tiego be timu tekro ro kira timu tekatare tim tek ke chantot netinya gidi be tim chon mo comme ma fi mo criminel mo dongre dabar criminel mo dong jon be ji mo no godo dam ko godo kamar kala guni ya japo ya ten ku mo ya ni chana kamar mo kwal baldi ke ni jer ke ni guni ya japo ya ne ni community ka ya be mo comme ku ma rangre mana de ko mane ku rade kira ba ku mo dong jon mo reero kira mo na criminel mo na gana mafia be mana timano tinyu wara gonen to de tiyo adiri to logo lo man biya kan jitu ko benefit yete ne bejene gini to go lo pi cham gun anyman ne ginna ko golle ak haji adi na gen ko no ke choro goni bene agurte timeline mana ako ni ne mentality man ne de chowo ko ngam bella na be
ko give a chance man oroka chumi ba amo ko inga tanya maya mo chance ko inga de mari jiri inga de man beji mo to dikala ye chelya you don't have to wait kechi
kore gino goni timeline mana go ne mentality man ne nyang pa nyana be jimu to guno to goni guno diro goni guno chowo goni ono nyulet pañ ba janda mar joka kuyi joka di ji mi gi tiyo ko target ne gengi ne piji kacini be ji mi gitu ana ji mu to da kalgi gnati akalgi a pag mano ko jo mana kalli o psychology kan ba ji mo bungur pen kare bare mana chunyi wala the problem ana kini ko na gran ko ji ne mi mën ngati ya kan ne mi mën ke tang ne mi tu de life yak no gura tir mariya e pour que target ko fo rang ngati gitiyo ngate tengana e life kini da ko ngati gitiyo ngati bu ngan mu tiyo dana jawani may bet ati itiya gin mu raj mi na chan na raj yi taw ji ko taw na gin ba u bot ko re bu ngin mu kana mu tiyo ba ngon ko mu roko kana mu jitiyo dilo kana ko pen ken ngom mo ne ko mo ya ne gati kanya di jabo kanyu kali moy pakar te mar ñu wara tom yakare moy be jiade ne mu gënu to kanyu barga tiji kara dik to jini to bu dere jina ngat je karka jina ngadu gabe ke ji ke lu to ku dere bu ngeen mo ko ne ngade mo tungu titi defense ko wala ginate kabar tiñu raj kare me na candi ngade raj kabar joy ga pay bul segina mar ñu wara kam mar mo to ne bul segina kam cand kam mor be le mon to ba joy ti ga pay bul segina moy gra jaade yaadi no podo be log di ne gana bul segina no tam podo to wona ga chatu mo woni ñani ci
yes
kore gri ga mi na ga bidde kay any system mu ñani mo yak mu system mo mu ñani yak ne to ne gana ye ne be gano mu ñu dominate be gano tiji gana be no cargo ne kedir ko mo kar point be ne gna chana ju ngara na kar gitiyo ngara no do ji ne kar to advisor magi be kelo man adiro no gakar deng do ni system ro kelo man gana advisor ba ko re mo bet ko le chama na gana advisor mo ko re moy na advisor mo tiji chot da genes ke ngatu bu chele ke system margi ya
Thank you.
be ko ya chama ko nget on kautu no tella deto be japo mi ne ci wi to on gidir on ka she oto stakashel bu du ba nyim wala jang ko jo to ka stakashel kapar iti plan mo re choto ko waru maya waru mana kam mo digi mu chance ne cho kam ro du choto stabashel nyim ngone kapar generation man nji yeno jami mo ni tijba mo ni tijpa ko pan be ba torgi gene getiyo ko ngudiye mu ko je kene no mu korten no mu tij ena tij maro mana tiyo ja no mu tiye tij mu ber generation mo woy ko to ci ono ber no mu tiye tij mu raj kare generation mo woy ko di tu ono rajal eno gino jo ngele bet bu ngan mu tori yeno bu ngan mu ko winje tori ye ngati tu ngan man kare manye kare jure ngati man side mare to ema ko lo rikri chana nane a chungu loy itiyo re kana ko pen aji nane a loy kono gin be choga yaw ko ni gin pakare ba mana kare mira na chan kare ni gin be pakare gin obo tu to jigo o chani gone kore ji chata ni ja ni mo gone
problem na to mi jan bado raj ni ngata janya timi involved system mara koma e partner pa de sedia koma mara mo afrika o ke parnya na video mo kunyego gina raj timi moi and particularly many chini chokarian but team mogini the individuals they did ni tijo kari gina jo koma baji bongo mo ji mo recruit ni team de ginu loye ni ne gin tiji para koma mo ti onye ber ba margi be pergi kene kari ni ginu tiji gina jo koma ni gitimi ni gara ngaji ni gitimi interfere ki bede marjo bate mano wero chan gini ni da dwaro moto julu bo modi chana ji jaw moto julu bo chan media ke dojre wala ma chan da ma ni to ko e media ke doju moto julu bo ba ba go ni joka ba ma ya chana jire ina kanu jitu kum delta mana na ma ya chana jire ni jo man chadi gi yen jo mo ba ti per politics doesn't mean that man na jura man ngati na pra je kor gin ke kore ba chadi ni chana ko eno nende imanya tiyo gi pe ni para ko Ethiopia I bet you participate ke jomo berang mi ki wila bete margi ke manto nyima yitimo ngi mane manya freedom mar speech margi ye ki ranya gi mane mo ko ni gi mo no ye ki ranya mana ba system margin I met kidim ne ki met kidim ka ti mari pani bo ne supervisor mari na dana mo ko mu cho tana oji tijin bati mari ti na ngi I met ki go pracha so mayanya ngati mana akoma bai kino akoma jana all about the man tiji mal kura ri nyare the man ginam no manji nagi pe nyanya tiji ba gir pe janu nyana mamanya muddi nyanya ni pe be the system man man jai e manya ko nguti nyanyon ki pin ko ni na cha kuma yo cha de ko awol me yakina wala jandi ngai a nyu ka bela na mo gore wala kata e fa nyu ai gambela nyi ki ina ngani gore wala kata jira ena passport mana nget mo ba
Yeah.
kare manya chuma ko ai la biti ko do ji muri mo convince ba ka jirgi gen gira position mo ba ka der ye kan mu dom kan mu bar da kare it's all about free ako mi Ethiopia be tangi mo diplomat mo Ethiopia mo wakan gina ko be wo mo community ken interest ki represent regardless whether in Ethiopia banga Ethiopia wo kan ke parni ni interest mare Ethiopia nya mo je represent gina ber ba Ethiopia bai bo ga nya mo je ga dictate mo ti joki joy kergi wo ba ti joki joy ba ko ba ngaji ken embassy ki der mare mare DC amoji ki influence ka pon nyina ra di tawa ni DC ni ko wela nyale ti free ka pon nyina DC ama ni ko wela agina nya tawo ñu degi mu dipe ñu ñu ma ñaan ci ngoñ Minnesota ñe pe gi jaay ma wa ñi joye la nak ciana gi mana ba system makare bak mangi ci ko na be system na gi tiyo ñi be system na ber to ri ngati ngol ñi system na be mana ber jodo wa kor gi a ciare mo gi be yedo mana ko banini jira ñaani te nga na ñati ñaa ta ko da na maro ñi na ma ñaa pa ñi ngat mo ñe gori wala kata jira ngat mo gino tiya ngwa da ngatu ana ngat wo nya ke gina tiyo gino gina chor kanya gina tiyo na no mana ke ba gir pe muru jana ichiri mo yen 2001 would have been like 50 years ago maybe 20 years ago maybe ka porinjo I mean 30 years ago kamarwan ni daga kuma mana ga ji ko kere gi jo tiyo jo ngata ba ai cha te mo yen ni ko nya ni jo freedom marre ki range marge ki gina ngo ni ko changi ni de duwara kuma mo wa bang jo nya chani mo to julu bida kuma je jirga media ina ngani de ni duwara nya chani lekin spokesperson mare but that's why fine chani ba ma nya ngai man de ingan mana je ni tiyo mo to julu bida banget mo je ye te tiyo nya kuri cara ko the same thing ni manya ngere yi mo support cara ko ina dami kideri ki mo inda nywa kideri yu chumo ko kinyi gi mo support na gi cara na bangan man ngel mi ja simple as that kijira ji mo kwa link bangi ko lan ki man dunji so for that reason kijira ni uni mo kan mo bar ma yem kenna kijira like man ya woni yeah I did invitation akwa I did better kira ko la mo
customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Okay, who said it like that?
This is the checkers game where grandson and granddad will bond. This is the kitchen where the new boyfriend will unofficially become family. These are the verbal.
So kijiranye jopo wa kijiranye unapua. So forma tipo chamoro nyubero gane kel chaman nitinyalet ile tu nyina unubuto. Wala jimo gina pay gina ga bang timo. Kwa na kijira kanyma ye mubaka na bongo jimo na gina de ji manya wona berechan. Kwa ko lang madune ki madunge. Again, kijira ni di mana torkany did on time. You know, pare kanya chelo lu mana attack mana teacher biniam amanya mo condemned, and also mo got biniam advice me not to apologize to anybody. So he did not make no mistake. He made no mistake. For that reason, bungad mo bango kanya ko ni ubaya. Lu mo daw malay man to ni media mo chana getang mo tuni mo ato mo ngani. And chairman ba chairman tinulum tuni mo ato akiya ko jay malo. Paru jay gina ji moanak yo bere ka nywa ke siri muto de siri moanak ko mbe. Lu mo ke manyanya ti nyeti ni joti ya nyarwangi kwa no ujay chala un mar urmaji maro ubagoj bakiri ko ngati chala wuru. So gina ji makal jo chala kidai ko na gina ji to mo ke nokto ke wani so manyaba jilu muinyet jati jetgen nya more condemned to the fullest of United nyati mar term na lan kiyo strongest term lan man tana man na team right ne bare man ga noit na nya ta per be gino bere ni linge right go no we have gini kana tiyo nyona nyati be ngala ngati ya then the group actual ma mo find out mo ngati mo biniam yoro nyego mana ko nyu jam tare bowe. Then I did find out what happened. Kono ginator ka jangati je marebe kwa. The person was kind of he wasn't trying to pick or bully Biniam, who said that a young tare bowe. What happened was I think there was a misunderstanding between the individual and Mr. Biniam at the time. I think what happened was the person asked, when he saw Biniam, he was so excited because he himself from Lul, from Gok area where Majangs are. And so he said, when we used to go to school, Majang used to come from very far away to go to school in Gok. They're very smart, he said, the young guy said. They're very good in school. They always number one or number two, And because of that, we do get mad. When we get mad, then we try to tease them, which is the wrong thing, right? We were trying to bully them by singing New Young Bole. So that what Mr. Biniam had a misunderstanding, thinking that he was assuming that this guy saw me and felt that he should bully me. It wasn't that intention. So the person was trying to recall what they used to do, but not to say that. Of course, I cannot justify his saying, but it wasn't intended to bully Mr. Biniam. The person himself is from Gok, and also the Gok we call them, I call them Majang, because they're close to the Majang. The other Anuak too are close to the, like Murle, we call them Murle too. This kind of saying we have them in Anuak, but not necessarily you have to be from that ethnic group, but it's just because of you are close to them, you live together and you share many things in common. So I'm sorry that Mr. Biniam took that as something was intended bully, but it wasn't. Because when I heard that, I called his best friend in Nebraska, Ujio, and asked him, and asked him what happened, who did this to him. Then I found out, and it was explained to me. And although nobody is excited about kind of common because it has sort of derogatory um, uh, and it's a old way of of dehumanizing someone, although it was not the intention. It just should have not said it, but it was not something directed to bully or to intimidate Mr. Biniam. In fact, no, I know I will do that in this where we at in terms of Chuma Mutimbo. Hello, Bedidi. So for that reason now, Biniam should take it easy, and also if I get a chance to talk to him, I will explain it to him that the comment was not directed to bully you or humiliate you, but it just he was saying this is what we used to say back then, and um, so although back then it wasn't a good thing, but it just that the yeah, and also he's the brother of the person who welcomed you, so you guys can just meet and uh, and clarify that when you go to Minnesota next time. So, Biniam, you're free to travel to Minnesota. Every Anuak that I know, I haven't heard a single thing that from Anuak that's saying, I mean, negative thing at Majang. No. So, you should not take that as something that there are Anuak with a grudge or with mind of dominance or nothing like that. The groups who attack you and the individuals who want you to apologize, these are people who want Gambela to be a South Sudan. And they empower the South Sudanese who are lawless. They have no land, no connection to Gambela, but they rather prefer them as theirs. They prefer them better to work with them than you, than me, than other Anyas. They would discriminate you and discriminate me, or trying to disfranchise me or disfranchise you simply because we are not the proper group in their eye, but in their practices. This is why you see the administration of Atol Motogulu book being so exclusive and only picking people who are incompetent, refugees, uh, you know, who still, the names are still active in the UN registration. Also, I want the Majanir people to realize that, to also learn, the educated Majanir individuals, to understand the real history of the people of Gambela. Their group called Nuer do not call Nuers as indigenous or native. They know it. They're not native. They were born in a refugee camp in Gambela. Doesn't mean that he became native. I mean, they were born in Ethiopia. But why can they claim Ethiopia through other regions instead of Gambela? And why should the Ethiopian government allow all these burdens, all these refugees to be in Gambela, where the population, the regional population is so small, than the refugee population. This is why the Nuers are playing so much of a dirty game because their population suppresses the indigenous people numbers. So we have Opur, which Nuer had violated their rights by forcing them to be assimilated, marking their foreheads to be Nuer, forcing them to fight for them, even in the 2013 South Sudan civil war with the Nuer. And also the Nuers, if they are Ethiopian, they should be follow the law and the constitution of Ethiopia. Nobody in Ethiopia I've heard of that no ethnic group that are forcing other ethnic groups to be assimilated to be them, except the Nuer. And the Nuers are not Ethiopians, they're not Gambelans. But there were few of them who settled in Jeko area during King Haile Selassie rule, when British advised the Nuer to go and talk with the king so that king would authorize them to come to, will give them give them a green light to come to Jeko area during the dry season so that their cattle can have grazing rights, have access to land, to green grass so that they can graze on. That should not give them equal status to be Gambelan. Secondly, Nuer do not follow simple human practices where you respect the other human being. They always think they're the only people. Because of that, they gossip about the Anuak in particular. Wherever they go, Anuak do not want to include us. They want to be by themselves. They are criminals. But they're just kidding themselves. The Avasha do not know much about, or the Oromo do not know much about Nuer, and they know, Oromo knows there have never been Nuer in the Gambela region. But Nuer, they engaged in criticizing Anuak people throughout Ethiopia, so Nuer can be seen as Ethiopian. Even today, there are Nuers in various positions, military and whatnot. Doesn't mean that gives you the Ethiopian citizenship. Who's in Ethiopian government do not know the Ethiopian constitution do not grant citizenship rights to those with the refugee status. Where, if they do, they should also spread these refugees around the country, not only in the Gambela region. In fact, what the Ethiopian government is doing is in violation of the United Nations Convention, whereby you should not have a refugee population that's more than the local population. Where there are Nuers, there are no freedom. There's always conflict. And all these counties the Nuer have today were given to them by force by the EPRDF people-led regime. Back in the 1940s, when the British were advising before the Second World War, the Sudanese government warned the British not to allow Nuer to get to attain Ethiopian citizenship. And in fact, even Gambela People Liberation Front, when they were in Sudan, Nuers who were in Jeko at the time, who were trying to join the GPLM, they were told by that Arab government that you cannot be part of GPLM because you're not Ethiopian. But all of a sudden now, less than 40 years now, all of a sudden, the Nuer now claim they are majority in Gambela. They're calling Itang as a special whatever. From what? Special for what? The Nuers who used to be two townships or two kabale under Itang Warada, They were the remnants of the 1972 Addis Ababa Peace Accord. When the South Sudanese returned to South Sudan, those Nuer did not go, but they remained in the refugee camp. Then now they were forced. The integration not a bad thing, but they were forced to be and you were forced to give these guys to give them to make them incorporated so they can be part of the Gambela region, and by eventually now the town order changed to be a special order so they can have equal status. That is not the right way of doing things. If you have guests that come to your home, should you change the name of your home to fit everyone else, or they continue to be your guests? There are many, 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 many violations that carry out against the Gambela people, which is the Anuak. I mean, the Majang, they are far distant from our area. Their issues is the problem they are facing is coming from the mainland, where the settlers of 1985, 80 famine are really suppressing the Majang, pushing them out of their territory. But the other problem in the annual area is coming from South Sudan, where the Ethiopian government is not respecting the United Nations Convention. And this, we can reverse this by even filing a lawsuit through the Ethiopian court, because Ethiopia is a country of thousands of years with established systems. There's nothing against the Ethiopian government. And they're not picking up weapons, but you are using social justice to demand what is not right. You don't have to use guns. But all these things that Nuers are doing, atrocities and crime against humanity, nobody has done that to anybody across Ethiopia, not even in South Sudan. But they think we should not speak out against them. They think it is speaking out as you being Anuak, as you do not want others to be here. And they claim that, oh, we are all from South Sudan. That's ridiculous. That's a backward thinking. What do you think the Amars are in relation to the Arabs in the north? What do you think the Tigray people are in relation to the Arabs in the north? Or the Yemeni? Or what about the Oromo to the Somali? And what about Oromos actually divided in two countries too? There are in Kenya and in Ethiopia. So Arab Anuaks are divided in South Sudan and Ethiopia, whereas the part of South Sudan is their land, the part of Ethiopia is their land. But Nuer then came out of nowhere through two ways. One, pushing their way through violence by attacking Anuak all the time after they were accepted to come and live with us as friends. As their number increases, then they will start killing the locals. That's what they do. That's what happened in Nasser. That's what happened in Akobo. That's what happened in the Gambela region. Saying, oh, this is our land now. So backward thinking. Because you look like me, it doesn't mean that we belong to one country. You go to Europe, you would think that all Europeans, they belong to one country. Is that how the world operates? No. Having an origin, like if you call someone Cushitic or Semitic, it doesn't mean that they are all belong to one country. This is how Nuer base their argument on we look alike, we are all Nilotes. So then if we are Nilotes, that doesn't mean that we belong to one country. You can follow all the Nilotes wherever they are, then we don't have to follow the Anuak. Go all the way to the Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, Nigeria, wherever. There are Nilotes in those areas. Or go to Kenya, Uganda. So the Nuer issue is the most serious crime that must be stopped. Because they are working day and night with all the records we have to eliminate the Anuak. Nobody refused the Nuer to live in Ethiopia if they follow the law or live with the Anuak. But they don't follow the law. Like, for example, under Itang Warada or Itang County, the farmers they displaced they had displaced, when they were returned home, they do not allow them to plant their farm, to harvest their crops. Noel would come at night and chop down all the crops. So, what kind of community is this? But the failure is ours, we the Anuak, because there are pockets of us who are using these people in their own benefit by locking out the other Anuak from participating in the political process, whereby we could have followed it through legal means. Because everyone has a place to, they are in villages. You cannot just move to another ethnic villages in a group with intention to displace them. That's against the universal human law. You don't even have to talk about a written law. That is universal. The Anuak people, if they wanted to do that, they could have done that to the Majang. They could have done that to others that they surrounded, they live by. But Anuak people, they respect the differences, the diversity they have. They always, like Mr. Biniam mentioned in his speech, Anuak do not take our land, and also we don't go take their land. We have also thick forests between us. And not only that, the Anuak do have a problem with the deforestation by clearing forests for farming, not for charcoal. But that went deep into the Majang area. But they do not attack Majang and saying we will take your land. The next year this will be ours. That is inhuman. I do not do that. But to Nuer, they think that's a smart way. This is backward. This is crime against humanity. This is the worst crime against humanity because it's genocide and it fits within the genocide definition. Genocide interpretation that fits under. But it's still being entertained because there are these individuals who are self-serving in the Gambella government, they want to, to use their position simply to make sure Nuer continue to kill Anuak constantly. Like the last end of August, the killing of the young boys and the young lady that was badly mutilated, her body raped and killed after that. And today, there are killers who were not brought to justice, while they still there are lodged in Gambella town. Like the head of the special force, and where, who used to be smuggling weapons to Addis, to Western Ethiopia, to Eastern, to wherever. Recently, in August of this year, when he was caught finally in Addis, instead of removing him from the power and sending him to prison, the regional president just allow him to just walk free. While individuals who fix their minds, exercising their democratic rights, get sent to jail. I don't know. This is the problem why Nuer continue to take land, even within Gambella City. The place that was once given to the Nuer refugees in 1960 to settle there. They called Chankwar, and by the outskirts of Chankwar, which is within city limit of Gambella, a town limit. Then as the number increased, they started attacking the Anywa who inhabit Chankwar area, all the way to Detroit. Every time they see these individuals traveling on the road, they attack them. Now the Anywa vacated those areas and they took over them, calling them theirs, and they call it new land. And they also illegally settle number of refugees within the city limits. They call them citizens without even going through the proper process. If there is a process of naturalization in Ethiopia, which there isn't. What there is now is the refugee integration proclamation. How can Ethiopian government talk about refugee integration in the places like Gambella about the group of like Nuer to be integrated. You cannot integrate groups who intentionally have violence against the old community unless you are giving them the weapon to wipe out the local, the old. This is wrong. That's why the Gambella people opposed the refugee integration, because you are integrating one larger number than the local, like 500,000 Nuer versus 300 something Gambella ethnic groups, some of them which also close to 400 now, which some of which also 100,000 Nuer who claim to be Gambellans, which are also illegal. They are not. Compare and all these 500,000. And they also, you cannot integrate people who are not law abiding. I became a U.S. citizen because I follow the law. Because I follow the law, that's why I became a U.S. citizen. Otherwise, I could have not. Then my kids born here, they are American. All these things, we, the Gambella people, the Anyas, we have the right to challenge the Ethiopian government to the means of what the Constitution provides us. We have the right to survive, to live. And we have the right to refuse what is not going to give us peace that we do not deserve. So, having said that, so again, why Brother Biniam was attacked, and also finally for the emerging intellectuals to realize that, to learn and get into the vocabulary that Nuers are not indigenous of Gambella. They came as illegal settlers, in other words. They are not comparable to the settlers that are coming from the mainland Ethiopia. Those are Ethiopians. Whatever issue they are causing locally could be discussed and solved peacefully. But the international boundary that those who violate their rights as refugees, they have no right. There's no right to assimilate them, to integrate them. And also, bad governance, you have to challenge it. And Addis Ababa, you should not complain. Loma Addis Ababa, Niji Koromwaka point, the Pet Gambella Gang, Udi Koromwak, Linwa. Jimar B and a local work bed, Jimar Tech Munkonuki, and I need to complain the Addis Ababa, continue Korpaya. My other point, the Janobere, Aqua, Jimukali cabinet, Kwa Jimar, they get trusted people. You cannot just bring to your cabinet bunch of people left sympathizers. I hate people left that are foolish. Not the Tigray people, but I hate people up to the fullest because Gnatie and Naki Monet Anua, Monet with Jurimo, including the Majang, how they killed them, including the Manamo Pellet de Marem de Amarak, Rem de Ragadere. So, Angat Gambela Kae, Nyepan, Nijima being a walk, Yimaningati, the Jimuting, still they think and practice as people left, as they were trained by the people that do nothing but lie. You can steal money as long as you don't touch our government. We have no problem with you. What kind of system is that? Finally, now reform, manya Gambela, manya reform. We have to challenge two regions, two solutions. We cannot continue to be like this. Gambela bungin make it for how long for our people to continue to suffer? Yes, I know you do sympathy. But problem man you talk about opinion. But we cannot think that way. In Naktungi, they are blocking everything here in Gambella town. We have to unite with the willing individuals, Majang, and the other ethnic groups who are not even now incorporated yet within the Gambella system, but they are there, like the one in Dima. We need a better solution. If it's a referendum, we have to go to the Ethiopia Federation Parliament to look into that. Not a crime. I know in Gambia they'll get it twisted and start to arrest and harass, intimidate people, humiliate them that you're the one that's trying to divide the region. That's not a crime. The crime is what you're doing. Killing people, stealing money, detaining the killers, but sending to jail those who exercise their freedom of speech. It's not a crime to challenge a system that is not functional. So, we're Morgan, and from now onwards, we what if there another or other people who continue to attack our young people, then we will increase the intensity. If needed, my job in my dog for my going to attack my young and humiliate them. My youngs are our people, and they're the real Ethiopians. My young, you push down from Jimma or to where they are right now. So come on, Betty going in a wrong. So they look more than a poor. Get on a poor. Who put the hotel. Kijira nyi butu ki jodel kijira nyi unakuwa rio ki jodel kawaruye jokubere kuni ngadi mwenye chana kepare ganda matu wenye mara domo mara dao that's fine. Well, abako zo ni reza manu boy chana gijini mrajere nyi mwamu nyaki boy jirabungo mwachana na kanoko nyi ngati kut na tote problem mando muta be mwan uta na karge be jwado chipo baya. So anywa ba manginye I don't know about you. But ba anywa ba lan continue. Don't suffer ni jonuta. Ni manono blanyi tembo la mapanya anywa anye jome. Ni sisteme ni focus the poor bell. Ba anywa keto then other human beings like jure muy tenten yi bo malen teng ojan teng bul teng kome teng ukwe teng duoki ni po rangon ni wana ji mo gitu bere bien gimana man timogo na uchoda man gambela dan chota nuto kan yada nuar bung prob bung peace ye gram malakal rangi now they came to Gambela. Now they're going to destroy Gambela. Will continue to be like that without any productive progress. So kind of the problem bungin maro. Baki jai maro ki tu no. We cannot continue to be like that. Nyoni yak okay nyanga yak. Maya nyo pa. Ine gaji udeti mial ke mana ba? Then two diri bingi toli. Constitutional right ma tipo manyanya nyamo go follow kelka opi ko la ko kelka opi ye. So then you feel kileto ni kurti juro wope. By the way, many solution manyanga ngaja inga ina face ena. Ni entertainment mana you do take no remo you meta margere so they can enjoy it. Well, doesn't mean that we are rejecting a nywa moga. Marabe ko kinyanga nywa ba manga nyu beru nyu la ya badwa choto nywa nye beru nyu renyu. We jure moga ber mado na lo mati mala. Maya to ji mo ni tiyo jai mo re America ni tiyo ni tana mara ba manga mo na team. Manya gi nyo cho gi jo man kitabe ketchike including kapinya re to woro chalan. So, no kwa.